Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna put some socks on. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. Maybe make some toast, not sure yet. I'm gonna watch some NEST. Garvey ADC Pog. Is Garvey playing ADC? Really? That sounds mildly insane. Ready to make some money. That's what I like to hear, mate. Garvey ADC. What a time to be alive, eh? What's up, you bunch of degenerates? Only one game today, guys. Well, 3 games, but, you know, 1 series today. Best of 3. Hey, guys, how's it going? I am tired, but I slept well last night. I had 9.5 hours sleep last night. Much fucking needed. I got back from my parents. It was like 10 p.m. I was like, fuck it, I'm going straight to bed. Shit. Kicking off with a hydrate. I've already drank half my pint of water. Right, I'm going to grab a coffee before it all kicks off. Because it is all going to. Here they are. I have to turn the lights on. It's getting darker and darker every day. Oh. Garvey ADC. Kui jungle. Kui. Don't 100% know how to say that. I might check. LGD, Colt, Kui, Yuki, Garvey, L7. OMG is Aliez, Hacker, Icon, Eric. I mean, you've got to back OMG at that point, right? They've basically got their full roster. Granted, their full roster isn't the best in the LPL, but, like, this. Look at who they're against. No offense, but look at who they're against. Yuki's pretty good. Colt's good if he gets Ornn. Garvey's a top laner. I don't know L7 and Kui. Yeah. OMG, obviously. Just OMG's bot lane is a little sus. But it's kind of fine, right? Because the other bot lane is also kind of sus. All right, here we go. Oh, I should tweet out, shouldn't I? I should tweet that we're live. OMG versus LGD. God damn, we're on day 6. Wait, are we? It's day 6, right? I've put day 5 on the title. Pretty sure it was day 5 yesterday. Yeah, it's day 6. I'm just being an idiot. It's updated. NEST. Day 6 is live. Just one game today. I'm really curious what the OMG roster will actually look like by the time we're at the actual LPL. Because obviously Curse was like by far the standout player in my opinion. And whether or not he's actually stayed with the org. I have a feeling he's left. That is just a feeling. Alright, so Graves' first pick is pretty standard at this point. Double AD carry locked in here. So Kui playing the Kindred. Obviously it's good into Graves. And then they're just going with Ezreal because it's safe and they've got Garvey playing AD carry. So it's kind of hard to lose too hard on Ezreal. Then we get the Ornn for Aliez, which I think is partly just a takeaway from Cult, because I like Aliez on carries personally, but... And then we get Eric on the Kaisa to match the Ezreal. And Cult goes for the Camille, which is fucking fantastic into Ornn. So that's going to be rough for Aliez. Ekko ban from Icon makes me think that they want to pick Syndra mid here, which would be fine. I think I prefer waiting though on the mid pick. So they're just they've got to pick Syndra, right? If they're banning Zoe and Ekko. Is Orianna already banned? Orianna's still up. Depends on what this ban is from OMG, but they banned Galio, so they might ban Orianna or Syndra. If so, I think the other is just blindable here. You can't really go Lucian on the side of LGD. Maybe you could go Lucian on the side of OMG. I wasn't here yesterday, but damn, perks to C9. Sam, new here. What is Nest? Welcome, mate. NEST is basically, it's like the LPL orgs competing with one another for a bit of cash. It's not the full LPL teams, but like for example, from OMG, you've got Hacker and you got Icon. Oh, you can't see my mouse, can you? You got Hacker and you got Icon, who are both on the main roster. Eric played on the main roster towards the end of last year. Aliez had a few games, but wasn't the main top laner. And Bafang, I don't know if he's replacing Cold, but he's the support they've been playing throughout this tournament. On the side of LGD, it's kind of a mix where Yuuki and Cult played a bunch for LGD last year, or this year, I guess. We're still in 2020. But they, obviously at Worlds, they weren't the starting guys. Garvey is a top laner for LGD that is apparently filling for AD carry, so they may have just given up on this tournament at this point. And then L7, I don't know. And Kui, I believe, is one of their LDL players. So it's basically like, it's a tournament where the teams can kind of the way I'm looking at it is it's a good way to try out players in a more competitive environment than just scrims, you know? So it was the Syndra Orianna that I was talking about. Both fairly safe. And then they saved the support for the counter pick. So this Alistar basically is just pure peel and frontline for the Kindred, Syndra, and Ezreal when we get to the team fights. Hey Cantalus, how's it going, man? Hey Bathrobe. Of course, Bathrobe, no worries, man. Pix tweeted about why would they get an ADC player for mid lane. That's hilarious. Do you think Leona X plays tomorrow? No idea, mate. Oh yeah, Leon is competitively banned for 3 months because he used the Master Yi jungle bug in off season. XD. I'm pretty sure he was. I think so. I think he was competitively not banned. Banned is the wrong word, but I guess suspended. Draft just finished. That's not my fault you missed draft, bro. The problem is with this kind of stuff is we're in off season, so it's not like you can Google it. All right, here we go. Anyway, it's a bit unfair though, honestly. I really think that is an unfair punishment for Leon, because at the end of the day, oh shit, we're diving. Not diving, we're invading. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, he's abused a bug, but ranked doesn't even exist properly right now. Like, he loses 3 months' salary. And I don't know if it's true that he can't play competitively, but I feel like I feel like he got a competitive suspension from it. Which, if that is true, that's fucking insane, man. Who knows? Bro should be held to a higher standard, though. Yeah, but he's basically used a bug. He changed his t-shirts. What the fuck? I'm sorry, man. I know you like the LEC hoodie. Yeah, I don't know. He abused a bug, but he was in a completely non-consequential game. Like, we don't have access to consequential games right now. It's not that big of a fucking deal. For losing 3 months' salary. Imagine if you abused a bug and work didn't pay you for 3 months from it. That's what's happened. 3 months. A quarter of a year because you trolled in solo queue. Like, just think about that for a second. Jesus Christ. Either way, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the game. Sorry about the slurping. It's still a bit hot. If it's the bug I'm thinking about, you only have to do it one time and you've got it for the rest of the game. And it is OP as fuck, I'm not going to lie, but it's still funny. So let's try and have a look at these lane matchups then, shall we? So top lane, you got to give it to Cult basically all stages in the game. It doesn't even matter when Ornn gets tanky because true damage exists. Jungle matchup. I believe in the very early game, Hacker has the advantage, but generally speaking, Kindred will outrange. I think that... I don't know if I'm actually... It says live, but I keep stuttering, so I'm not sure if we're live. I'm just going to put it at 2 times speed to see if it'll catch up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kindred just outranges in the later stages of the game, but it does depend how the early game goes, because if Graves can get strong enough, he can just one-shot her. And obviously Smokescreen. But, I mean, realistically, we're not going to see them in a 1v1. Mid lane is fairly neutral to my understanding, but I believe Orianna has an edge these days because Syndra got a nerf to the mana cost on her Q, so she can't spam it as much. Whereas Orianna can still be very aggressive in lane and very can push in a lot, just put pressure on. So I believe that Icon should have an advantage there. And then in the bot lane, I mean, obviously you give the laning advantage to Kaisa Leona here. Ezreal's never really gonna have that much going in lane. Kaisa's running Hail of Blades, obviously gets a passive. So also, she has the luxury of building Serrated Dirk early, if she wants to go for that build. Alright, so LGD just going to try and sneak the Drake here. They should know that Hacker is on this half of the map, but I don't think Hacker will be expecting this to be happening, so... They have mid-prio, they had bot-prio. This is perfectly fine, and realistically, even if Hacker knows it's happening, there's no particular way for him to check it without burning a flash or whatever, because he could quick draw in, but then the collapse is available from Yuuki and L7 and Garvey. So nicely done there by Kui. Yeah, the minor problem is that he'll fall ever so slightly behind in CS from that, because if you take a look at the minimap right now, this is why it's important. Hacker's just finished his second full clear, so he's going to recall now, and then he can move towards the top side of the map. Whereas Kui has to clear his top side here. He's just doing his Raptors. Luckily for him, though, he can do this Scuttle Crab on the respawn. And then he can go to his Krugs and then reset and then go towards his blue. So it's not a big issue of clear speed here. Or clear efficiency. Oh, he didn't do the chickens. Okay, so still relatively slow. But as you can see, in the meantime, Hacker's already recalled. Wait, when did Kui recall? He must have recalled right before doing Drake, I guess. I was looking at the bot lane matchup. So actually, he's not as far behind tempo as I expected. But he is currently on the... essentially wrong side of the map right now. I would have loved for Hacker to actually try and... I guess he can't invade, can he? Because his bot lane is so pushed in. Eric can kind of freeze this a little bit. I'm surprised they're not being more aggressive. Yeah, there you go. See, this is what I'm talking about. They can't actually 2v2 this, L7 and Garvey. They really can't. If you can dodge the Q... Nope, never mind. Like, this is... I'm surprised that Eric and Bafang have been so pushed in all lane. But it might just be that they've been trying to freeze as much as possible to deny CS, which would explain why there's such a dramatic CS lead there. If you look to the mid lane as well, the Orianna Syndra matchup we talked about is going pretty much how you would just expect. Although you would say that Yuuki should probably be a little bit more even. I think he's got a wave crashing right now, so that gap should close at least a little bit. Not sure if Eric is just going to run it down again. That's very realistic. It's a possibility. We'll see. He's not on the Jhin this time. He's on Kaisa, so you can be a little more self-sufficient. Like, you can be... There's a little bit more forgiveness for bad positioning on Kaisa. Yeah, so that 20 CS lead in the mid lane has reduced to 10, so I guess there was a big wave crashing when we were looking. Saka's going to get himself Herald. I have to say, this is a very serious game. So let's have a look at the... I'm going to have a look at the standings real quick, so I can tell you guys how important this game is. Because this is the last game of the group, obviously. Okay. Oh, Icon's dead as fuck. Oh, Icon, the sombrero. Oh, jeez. I was looking at the standings. I missed how that one kicked off. I'm actually just gonna... So Icon has just been really... What? Why? Icon just trolled. So, right, he's here. He's pressing aggressively. He has his support coming from bot side. So I think the reason he paths up here is A, to dodge Scatter the Weak, but B, because he's trying to push Yuuki downwards towards Leona. But then he continues to walk upwards towards the enemy jungle. I don't know. I feel like that was definitely avoidable. I think he was trying to set his teammates up. So Kui then invades, goes for red, because obviously there's no enemy mid laner. Hacker ganks top. Cult should get out of here. Still has flash, but maybe not actually with phase rush. There's no red buff. It doesn't matter. Cool. Hacker answers in the top side, and then we're live. Cool, so 1-for-1, ultimately. I think I would prefer the kill on Syndra as opposed to the kill on Graves, but they're both reasonable. Yui gets to invade here, gets another mark. He got the Scuttle Crab earlier as well, so that feels pretty good for him. Can't go for the Krugs because his bot lane recalled, so he just has to return to his own jungle here. Or start the Drake off. They have vision this time, though. This one's not as sneaky as last time. He does have his laners here. They should be able to just burst this before any real answer can come through. Yeah, there you go. So, LGD actually off to a really good start. The fact that they were able to chain 2 dragons together here is a really positive beginning to the game for them, especially considering the amount of scaling they've got on the team. The Kindred there. Obviously, Camille is going to look fine in the late game. You can team fight with her. You can split push with her. A lot of options available there. Syndra's going to do incredibly well on 2 and 3 items. Ezreal is going to spike at a very similar time to Syndra. So fighting for 4 Drakes is really, really beneficial. Here we go, though. TP's coming in. Eric's going to be able to do a lot of damage here, though. He's just free firing on the front line. Jumps into the back line. Dude, Eric. He wants it. One more shot on Yuuki. It's not quite enough. God damn, that was so close. In the meantime, Cult's got a kill. If LGD actually win this fight, that is appalling. How do they fucking get away with that? That was so close to beautiful from Eric, but he just didn't quite have enough follow-up. God damn. Well, 1-for-1. All of that for a 1-for-1. Jesus. Eric, that was your fucking moment right there. I think if he just focused on the front line instead of trying a 2v1 on the back line, I don't know if he knew there was 2 players stacked there. But the fact that his Q was split over 2 players instead of focusing one target means he can't kill either of them. I'm sure they'll give us a replay of that one because that was a big fight. They usually give replays of the big fights. Never thought I'd say this, but I'm going to turn the heating down a little bit. So Herald goes top from Hacker. Just going to get some plates onto Aliez here. I mean, realistically, they can't get too much off of this. They'll just finish the those three plates. I don't think they'll be able to finish a tower. So just, I guess, a disengage ult, but they're still sticking around here. Okay, nice. Good pressure from Aliez to protect Bafang there. So at least they got value out of the Herald. You know, I've seen a lot of really terrible Heralds where you get barely 2 plates with it while you're trading elsewhere on the map. The fact that OMG try and answer that Herald instead of just pushing somewhere else means that ultimately LGD just loses the trade overall. So it's good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so how are we looking on things? I mean, this is actually still very even. It's been a very slow game, honestly. I'm amazed at how calculated this game has been. But this win matters for both teams. If it's a 2-0 either way, that team will make it to playoffs. The other team will be eliminated. So in this group, WE won both of their series. So neither of these teams have won a series in the tournament. Everyone gets 2 best-of-3s in the group stage. So this is the second best-of-3 for each of the teams. LGD won 1 game against WE. OMG lost 0-2 to WE. So if OMG wins 2-1, then I guess tiebreakers come into play. I don't know how tiebreakers work on this tournament, but I guess we'll find out. But if either of them wins 2-0, or if OMG, if LGD wins 2-1, then there's no tie. It's just a win. So good to see the old items, yeah. Comfort zone. All right, Dragon's coming up. This is the win condition right now for LGD. They've set themselves up with 2 Drakes. They're going to be on the wrong side of the map. This is going to be going to OMG. So I guess they're respecting the fact that Hacker is basically a full item up on Kui right now, because Kui went tier 2 boots, whereas you can see Hacker's got a Phage and a Kindle Gem. I guess also the fact that they don't have 2 items on their AD carry. Like, Eric is miles ahead of Garvey in damage, even though the items don't look like it. Just in terms of Ezreal versus Kaisa right now, Kaisa's a lot bigger. They're going to trade a tower top lane for this. They could probably get a second charge, but realistically, I don't think they can keep pushing for a second tower. Obviously, you can see Hacker is on the top side. They'll be able to answer, so LGD will back away here. Colt might stick around for a second, but what the fuck? Come on. Dude, this stream has been such a fucking disaster. Like, the last few days, the stream has been so laggy. That's not even my end. That's on the YouTube stream, I think. There's a Twitch channel for it. Twitch is usually worse than YouTube for consistency. It'll probably be the same guys restreaming it, honestly. Cast win rate check, please. What? What, you asking me to give you odds? I'm not a betting website, dude. I'm not here to tell you who to gamble on. I'm here to watch the games. If you, like, realistically, if you want to listen and you want to make bets based on what I say, fair enough. But I'm not I'm not giving you odds on demand. I'm not sponsored by a betting site. That's a nice ward. I didn't know you could ward right there. So that there's a tiny little bit of wall there, meaning that it's not going to be giving vision from tower. In my opinion, OMG has the better lineup in terms of the actual players playing. They have nearly a full LPL roster, but LGD are playing pretty decently. Honestly, this is relatively high level. Like, both teams actually trading objectives, respecting. Not as respectful as maybe as you'd want, but support dies on either side. Yuuki is stacking up marks, though, because that blue buff will give him a mark as well. I think that might be his 4th mark. Oh, this will be his 5th mark, actually. Yuuki's doing a really good job on the Kindred. But again, Yuuki is just soaking up each of the kills the team is getting. So, the next dragon is going to be quite important, because we're finally getting to a point where LGD are going to really start to hit their stride, right? You've got Garvey on 2 items. As he gets towards the death stance, that's one of the strongest points he'll have in the game. Yuuki will get towards his 2nd item, which is a huge power spike for Syndra. Yuuki actually does a lot more damage than Icon does right now, when you look at the items. So this next Drake, not only is it a good time to fight right now for LGD, just looking at the items and the carries across the board, but it's also soul point for them if they can grab it. And it's a mountain soul as well, so you really don't want to let these mountain drakes stack up for Ornn. If OMG can start to stack drakes, that's when it's going to get really scary, because when you look at the team fight available from OMG, you've got a massive front line with Leona Ornn. You've got 2 AD carries with Graves and Kaisa. And you've got an Orianna for just insane consistent DPS. And if Icon can land a big ult as well, that just wins the fight by itself. So they've got a really nice team fight. LGD, on the other hand, have a much more difficult composition to execute, in that you've got to play around the fact that you have a lot of range, you have a lot of poke. You've also got the Kindred ult that quite often we see teams really not being able to use effectively. But also, one thing that they have is cult, right? You can use a lot of side lane pressure if you're LGD to win the game that way. Hang on. Okay, he's fine. Where they can split push. Generally speaking, we don't really see LPL teams successfully split pushing. But you can use Camille as a team fighter as well. But what you can do is pressure on a side lane and just be the first to rotate. Force yourself into a 4v5 position, where you have the numbers advantage, and be able to win the game off the back of that. The reason you're seeing everyone NA RAM right now is they're trying to get mid priority because Dragon's about to spawn. And as I said, both teams now really want to fight for this. So unless there's just no available positioning for OMG, you'd expect them only to try and... You'd expect them to, at very least, try and fight for this. But you could look at Cult's positioning. He's in this tri-brush right now, trying to find a flank. Alistar used his ult, so he's actually... Oh, nice Kindred ult. Eric has actually trolled this pretty hard. But the rest of the team isn't here. Cult spent so long getting around. How did they survive this long? I'm actually really impressed by LGD in that fight. The fact that they just fucking withstand that. Garvey is going to survive somehow. The fact Garvey lived through that, I want to take another look. But Eric hardcore trolled that. He completely forgot about the Kindred ult. But again, the LGD composition wants to be playing at range and kiting back. Oh shit, Kang, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, man. How you doing, mate? Been a little while. But yeah, like this team from LGD wants to be kiting back, right? They want to be just dancing away from the team fight and letting OMG run into them, which is what OMG are doing. OMG think they've got a pick because the Alistar ult's on cooldown. Eric goes way too deep. Oh, and then, I mean, the shockwave actually hit 2 people, but it's still just not enough. Garvey survived it, and that's what's actually important. They tried everything to get on Garvey. I kind of want to just move this scene twice, I think. So it's actually Yuki is the difference maker here. So everyone's diving in, right? And then Colt and Yuki are behind everyone. Scatter the weak on 2 people on the backline. And it means with Bafang and Aliez just kind of CC'd and unable to follow up, the rest of LGD can survive. So that was actually pretty well played by LGD. The way that this is how you have to play ranged composition. So a really good team to watch is Top Esports. I know they didn't do well at Worlds, but like if you want to see good range compositions in action, watch Top Esports team fighting. The way that they'll play is like going into it. What are we replaying? Oh shit, there was a 1v1 or 2v1, I guess. That was a nice little ult. Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't want to watch this anyway. Cool. Hello? All right. Good. So, yeah, that happened. Oh, hey, Rez. How's it going, man? You're down to chat? You want to hop in the Discord arena? Just jump in a channel. I'll pull you in. But yeah, what I'm saying is you'll see them. They're grouped up 5v5. As OMG goes in, you'll see LGD kind of scatter. They want to be in multiple directions, putting ranged threat in different directions so that they can respond to whatever OMG tries to do as a group. If they can divide and conquer, they win, is my vague analysis. And Raz can come in now and explain to you all in what ways I am wrong and in what ways I am right. So that'll be good. Hey, Raz.
Hey, you hear
How
me?
you doing, mate? I do hear you. Do you hear me, mate?
That's all right. What stream are you using?
I'm on the YouTube stream.
Okay, we can use that.
Because it's kinder to my processor.
True.
Laptop life.
Let me see where the general chat is.
I feel like the YouTube stream as a rule is better for my computer, but whoever's restreaming the Who You Stream to YouTube is struggling.
Oh yeah, for sure, guaranteed. Who ya stream is usually better. Can you link the YouTube stream?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that'd be nice.
So I'll just put it into a chat. That's easier.
Okay.
So have you been watching the stream, or are you just tuned in?
Just tuning in now.
Okay. So I'm curious to hear what your assessment is of how these teams work, to figure out how accurate my assessment was of how these teams work.
Just checking out the players Garvey's playing. Interesting.
Yeah, playing ADC.
Who the hell is Eric?
Eric played a tiny bit with him last year. He's been doing a reasonable amount of trolling. Honestly, the performances we've seen from him so far, pretty not great.
Okay. Looking at the comps. Mid's good for LGD. Jungle is good for, at this point of the game, it's good for Kindred. So it's good for LGD. Top's good for LGD. Bot's good for LGD. So it's like basically every comp, and like every matchup is really good for LGD, at least in the later stages in the game.
Mm.
Early game, I would give it to...
Early game, I gave bot and mid to OMG.
Early game, I'd give it to bot and jungle.
Yeah. I wasn't
but it would
sure
be
about
really...
jungle. That one was one I said I was like not 100% sure on the matchup.
Mid is interesting. I think personally, I think with double teleport in both matchups, like Syndra shouldn't be concerned about mana. So I would actually give it to Syndra. She can trade a little more aggressively. But like on the 2v2 side of things, I'd probably give it to OMG just because Graves is a little stronger earlier into Kindred. But yeah, as they scale up, most of the time people would think OMG's comp would scale better, but consistent damage from Kindred, Syndra, and Ezreal is pretty big. And also, they don't want to play through team fights this game. They just want to play on Camille's timing.
Yeah.
Like, Ornn should be insanely annoyed this game because, like, I don't know what happened Camille here. Like, she's picking up a wave really deep into her own side of the map. But like, if she pushes 3 waves, just keeps like roaming and like keeping the wave like near river. Okay, well this game's just fucked.
Garvey is just trolling.
Yeah, I mean
Okay,
a lot
well,
of mistake happened here.
so is yuuki.
Now everyone's just dying.
Dude,
What is this,
we
man?
had
Like, are we a team?
literally no kills for like the first 20 minutes. There was like 2 kills on the
Everyone
whole
just
board,
died.
and then everyone is just fucking running it now. I don't understand
This
what
is
happened. It
some
was so
world LGD
conservative.
bullshit.
Like, I don't know, man. It was a super conservative game. LGD were playing it super smart. They got the first 2 Drakes, and then that
If I'm
stopped.
Cult, I'm pissed off. Like Cult, well, first of
Yeah,
all, Cult made the mistake of letting his wave push out too much by overstaying mid. But then like now the moment he leaves mid, everyone just dies. So what can
yeah,
you say, man? This is literally what makes bad habits. This is like the solo queue player that everyone in the chat can like kind of realize that the moment you just leave to play on side lane, your entire map dies. Like this is
yeah,
where trust issues happen.
yeah.
You can't trust your teammates anymore.
I never
This
did.
is some bullshit.
I never
I'm
did.
mad.
When I looked at this lineup, I never did trust the teammates from LGD. But to be fair, I also
It's like
didn't
the
trust
most.
Cult, so
This is the most basic shit imaginable. Like Syndra on top lane is just trying to like catch the wave
yeah,
close to her turret because she's not on weak side, and then Ezreal just needs to wait on jungle and support so he can push their mid. So I don't know. I will say though that people do play Kindred. Like Kindred is a really good matchup into Ezreal. So maybe it seems like I'm contradicting myself by saying that I liked Ezreal Alistar later. It's just the comp. I think the comp's
yeah,
really good as the game goes on in comparison to and also Alistar does pretty well versus Leona early. But then as the game goes on, Alistar is pretty useful. Ezreal um Ezreal, Kindred, Syndra can keep range, and Kaisa just has to take the D for a little bit.
yeah,
So it's like really hard for Kaisa to actually enter a fight if they actually play it properly.
yeah. And they can kind of just it's similar to one of the compositions that top esports always ran, where it's like just this range comp where you have side lane pressure and you just consistently push out so the other top lane has to answer. You can essentially find 5v4s. You shouldn't ever be
Yeah.
technically in a 5v5. And then even if you
You
are,
know,
as they engage, you kind of all disengage and spread out and just try and play from
yeah.
multiple angles.
Like I like what LGD is doing at the end of the day. I know they're making a lot of mistakes like player wise, but they should be continuing to draft in a way like this. There are teams that just give up. Like what's the best team? Rogue Warriors are a team that just draft for 5v5. The draft like their entire draft is so fucking built. Oh my god, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What? Excuse me. Why are you forcing into a jungle that is not yours? I'm yeah.
Because
Okay.
he's desperate. He's the only one that can do anything on his team, and he feels like he's
Just
got to make
wait.
a miracle play.
That's not even miracle. That a miracle play. That's just you being an idiot. But I will say this just to finish my point.
Yeah,
Rogue Warriors are a team that just like they build a draft to play a way that they can only play, which is just 5v5.
yeah.
Which I think is bad because it just makes bad habits. You never learn as a team. Like if you're playing that on stage, then you're probably playing that in practice, and then you're just a team that never plays us through side lanes ever because you can't trust yourselves. And
Yeah.
I think that's just never good.
I think Rogue Warriors is a good example of that as well, because the way that they play, like, they don't really play with discipline, right? When something happens, they just fucking run at it. So it's not surprising that there's no trust that the fight won't happen, because the fight will definitely fucking happen.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
no.
Oh wait a minute.
Oh, it's all gone
Wait a
wrong.
second. Let's go, Colt.
Colt
It's Colt
respawned
time.
as that all happened, and then he's like, oh, sweet, low health bars. Perfect.
Yeah. This is
All right,
why you need to have
that's
one
Mansell.
person on your team. In this case, it would be Bafang, the Leona, who's just pressing tab and letting his team know when the enemy top laner is coming back to life. Or like just coming back on the map, I mean.
Eric again, dude. Eric is just fucking running it. He flashed
Oh,
into that.
I didn't
Into the
even see
middle
it.
of three people with a minion
Let me
wave
do my own
there.
replay. Let me see what happened.
Dude.
I'm watching Eric and Eric alone.
I don't fucking know.
I keep losing him. Oh, he did flash into 10 people. Yeah, he should never play. He should never play the game
Yeah,
on stage.
I just don't
Like,
understand. He's like seen the replays of Uzi on Kaisa doing the
it's
fucking insane team fight ult that wins the game.
yeah, it's actually because they do win the game there. Let me actually.
This is
Yeah,
Jake's
that's
favorite player, by the way. Hysterics in the chat.
true.
This is his favorite player.
He likes Eric.
He was hyping the shit out of Eric all year.
No, he does this to troll, by the way. He just picks all the wrong things like LGD to win worlds. Like he knew that was wrong. And then Vici as a favorite team when they were just an awful team. Like he only picks bad teams and bad players.
That was not right, Jake. It was never right. I told
He
you
like
at the time it wasn't.
every single time I have a conversation with him, like, and he like thinks the team is good, you're like, oh no, he's cursed them because for sure. Well, not even a curse because like they were guaranteed to be bad to begin with, but
Dude, almost making
now
out
they're
of
gonna be
groups
bad.
is not a reason to say someone's gonna win worlds. That's the point
like
wrestlers
almost. The problem with LGD is that they barely made it out of which groups was it? Oh right, Plains groups. Plains groups. They barely made it out of Plains, guys. And then when they got to what came out to be the easiest groups in main stage, barely made it out of. They didn't make it out of it. In fact, TSM had to hard run it. They should have been 4th place. LGD are just bad. It's kind of crazy.
It was.
I didn't think they would be that bad going into the tournament. And I thought that Jake would change his take after we both all saw what happened in plans. But man, he stayed the course. He stayed on that ship.
I can
as it was going
respect the
down.
commitment. I can respect sticking to your guns, but also, I don't know. I can't say much because I was still saying soon and going into the final, and I kind of knew deep down that they needed a miracle to win that final.
By the way, LGD would not have made it out of what was it called again? Plains if they were on the other side of the group. Not group if they were on the other side of the knockout stage. The fact that they went up against what was it called again? Legacy.
Second seed from that group.
And they went up against Legacy and the fucking LAN team. If they went up against the other side of the bracket was Mad Lions and the Turkish team, and then the Russian team or the CIS team.
Yeah.
Literally, if they were just on that side of the bracket, they're fucking gone. By the way, so
I'm just
you're lucky on that one.
Who was in the not even Plains, their actual group? Because whoever the second seed from that group faced in quarters.
Say that again.
I'm trying to figure out if stylistically LGD could have made it to semis. Because I like
semis.
No. Hear me out, right? Depends on who.
First of all, I gotta go get my McDonald's, but like,
I got McDonald's. I'm so jealous. Oh, they would have had Tez in the. No, I take it back. They would have had top esports in the quarters. It was doomed.
I mean, like,
if they'd had Gen G, they could have made it to semis. If they were against Gen G,
everyone.
No. Gen G sucked.
LGD, they were in the same group as them. They lost to them.
Yeah, true.
They lost to them. Why are you saying they lost to them?
Yeah, okay, I'm retarded. No, I don't take it back.
All right, I'm going back to I'm gonna get my food.
But Gen G do suck though. I just want to throw that out there. LGD sucks even more. Best of 5 was the power up. I don't know. Gen G kind of continued to troll drafted. Oh, I guess they never got best of 5s right, but I don't know. I think LGD's issues was there were too many issues for best of 5 to fix. Gen G beats all but 2 of the LPL teams and maybe more when they're at their peak this split. Sure. I believe you. I'm sure Gen G believes you. Which team is your dark horse for 2021? Dude, we don't even know the rosters yet. How could I possibly have a dark horse? I don't even know who the favorite is. Never mind the dark horse. LGD, for fuck's sake. Please cast not like this. We're just chilling, man. We're watching the games. We'll maybe cast for playoffs. LGD in theory should have a huge advantage since they have a fucking Mountain Soul. But they've completely lost control of the game since that point. I mean, Elder Drake is coming up, so ultimately, whoever gets Elder Drake is going to win this one. OMG have position, so OMG should be a favorite to win this. You can see Eric is just going to start off the Elder. So this should be a 50-50 smite, because Kindred can just ult to guarantee that it is a 50-50 smite at the end of things. Both junglers level 17, so it's totally even if it does come down to just a smite fight. Once again, OMG probably win a straight up 5v5, but LGD should never allow it to be a close quarters skirmish, close quarters 5v5 like that. They should try and spread out the fight.
Oh,
you
I
can
just
see
came
Cole
back
trying to
for the
pressure as much as
perfect
possible.
timing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see if the set. Oh my god, OMG should just insta win off this. If they just run in and die, I'll be sad.
Yep.
Guys, they're running in. Why are they running in?
Here we go. Okay, well, terrible Ornn.
Why is OMG running in, by the way? Like,
Just bouncing it.
can we just talk about how they have a
Eric.
super minion?
Eric.
Like, OMG has super minions running in the enemy team's base. Why are they running in?
I love Eric, man.
Why are they running in?
Guaranteed we'll find the perfect situation to ult in and die every single fight. It's guaranteed. He has a true...
They literally win the game. They win the game if they do nothing. If they just press S as a team, just look at the enemy team. If they read a book while they're in game, if they were just playing on a 3DS on stage, they win this game. Why do they even look to fight?
Just bounce at it. All right, talk me through it. Why? Why do they win the poke war? What's the deal?
No, because they literally have two super minions, two waves of super minions going through mid lane. And honestly, LGD are the ones that have to fight. They have to do something or they just lose their base for free.
Mm-hmm.
So then OMG just has to stand there going, oh yeah, and OMG has control of the river too. So it's not as if like they have to walk into LGD doing Elder.
Yeah.
LGD has to walk into them. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is
just chill.
down.
Just chill.
This is actually crazy.
And then Aliez just pretty much fumbles the Ornn, and then Eric sees his opportunity to ult into 4 people in the back line alone. It's beautiful.
Well, it's the LPL way, man.
It's the way it has to be. So it is looking like OMG might go 0-4 in this tournament. Because they went 0-2 against WE. I'm struggling to see the universe where they finish this game out. The fact that they were the ones to take an inhib and everything is upsetting.
Yeah.
Because LGD had the advantages earlier as well. Then LGD kind of threw around. Like, LGD were actually playing decently. And then in the mid game, LGD were just like, all right, let's just all run around alone, push up as far as we can in mid lane individually while everyone else is elsewhere on the map. Garvey died completely alone like 2 or 3 times in a row. I think Yuuki got caught out as well. Okay, this game.
Well, they have to wait for the wave first, but I don't think there's any way for them to.
Yeah, they got 50 seconds.
Not this.
They got 50 seconds, and the best wave clear OMG has is dead, so...
And Eric is gone, so there we have it. Do you hear me chewing, by the way?
Nope.
Thank God.
Unless my hearing sucks. which is possible, but I don't think so. What do you got? What did you purchase?
Got good old chicken nuggies, fries, Big Mac, Coke.
Nice. How many nuggies?
10, sadly. The application
Man
didn't
of
give me the
culture.
option. Honestly, no, it was a good decision because
10 is a good
if
amount.
if I did 20, I wouldn't finish it.
Exactly. 20 for solo is greedy. 10 is only mildly greedy.
Yeah.
And it's like acceptably greedy, I would say. I would have ordered almost exactly the same, honestly. I maybe would have changed the burger, but that's just down to personal preference.
That's
I
feeling
can
the same
respect
thing.
it. I can respect it. I'm really
But
hungry,
man,
actually. I ran out of crumpets. It's a fucking disaster.
the hell's a crumpet?
It's bread, kind of.
I'm looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it a lot, so it's not as if
They're
I've
fucking
never heard the
glorious.
word before, but I haven't seen it.
They're so good, dude. They are so good.
Wait, they look like small pancakes.
Kind of. It's not sweet like a pancake.
Oh, this is bread. Okay.
It is essentially bread, but it doesn't look or feel like bread. It doesn't really taste like bread.
They kind of look like bidana, which is my cultural food. Well, cultural bread. Let me link it to you.
Feel like I've maybe seen this before. Is it like a breakfast pancake kind of thing? Or is that something
Yeah,
else?
it's like a pancake. It's not breakfast. It's just bread.
Uh,
Bidana oromo. Wow, am I just not spelling it correctly?
maybe.
Injera is probably what has more. Yeah, injera is literally what people search up more. God damn it! I'll link it to you.
So have a deek.
I'm putting in the general chat.
Munch's stream is great for learning about British food, crumpets, and the weird egg thingies. What weird egg thingies?
Weird egg thingies.
I just talk about crumpets every day because I have crumpets every day because they're the best breakfast food. Aside from maybe bacon, of course.
Oh
Oh,
my
Eggs
god!
Benedict. I don't even know if Eggs Benedict is English, you know. Where did you link this thing?
Put it in the general chat of your server.
Ah. So guys, if you want to see the thing that Raz is talking about, join the Discord. Oh yeah. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And you can kind of have like sweet or savory with it, right? It's kind of just neutral that you can do with it whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a similar thing, I forget what they're called. There's a similar thing in Indian food as well, where it's kind of just a pancake that you just have. I think that's what I was thinking of, the breakfast pancake thing I said.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like kind of just a neutral bread type thing that you just have with whatever needs an extra thing in the meal, basically. That just kind of ticks the box. Put some Vegemite on those crumpets. Crumpets are not the neutral thing we are talking about, let me tell you.
Wow, actually,
jam
I
on
missed a lot.
crumpets. Or just
Eric actually inted a lot this game. I
yeah.
missed the one. I came in pretty late.
Eric,
by the way,
really tried.
He just every time he thought he could assassinate when like a Kindred or somebody next to Kindred when he had ultimate. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
That's just basic like
game sense.
Yeah.
This is my favorite ult, where the team backs away, LGD groups as 4, and then Eric goes in.
Honestly, I don't even blame Eric as much. I think it's like the entire team just ran at them and threw an Ornn ulti and like they just threw everything at him. I was like, oh my god. Like I guess if you're gonna go in, everyone goes in. But I thought that the biggest error was
the team
even thinking about fighting.
Does Eric always turbo run it this hard? in my experience, yes. I don't want to like actively flame the guy. I've not seen hundreds of games of this guy, but this tournament he's really really struggled. And when we saw him in the LPL, he actually had a couple of decent games in the LPL, but I would say he was below average in the LPL. So he could be a
I've
player
only seen one
that
game
comes
of
up.
him,
Oh.
and I never want to see him again.
Could be a player that comes up next year. Like maybe he just needs some more time to develop in the LDL.
There are definitely better players from the LDL. I'm glad that a lot of ADs are getting their chance. Like I still haven't seen Rat though. Is Rat on a team?
He's on Easter. He played in LPL, I
Is he
think.
actively playing?
Yeah, he
That's good.
started. If I'm not mistaken, he started playing when Wink changed teams, right? Hang on, let me just double check this because I feel like my brain is not really firing on all cylinders. Wink had an
It
injury.
definitely
Okay,
doesn't
yeah.
have him playing at all, or at least like in this. Oh, he actually has, but it says that he's playing LDL mostly.
Yeah, but he played a decent amount of games actually, right? I remember him playing a good few series. So Jake says
Wait a
Wink
minute.
had an injury. Do you want to join Discord, Jake?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or 9. 9 games of LPL.
Oh, you're in
I
here. No
think this
worries.
man should just fucking be on a team full time. Like I would not want to see Eric, but I would definitely want to see Rat full
Yeah,
time playing on a team.
yeah.
So OMG, I'm just actually they have SMLC, it's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this isn't the real roster. SMLZ actually played pretty well towards the end of last year as well.
Yeah, I think SMLC is a really good player. So like I when I was playing casting, I thought he was like top 3. 80 carries in the league. The problem is just that if he's on a bad team,
Yep.
then I don't know what he's gonna do. The idea that OMG had when they brought him on the team, that for whatever reason they were going to be a good team, was crazy. Like they haven't solved at all the biggest issues that they had around how
Yeah.
they played the game through mid or around mid.
I think I don't know if I would have put SMLZ top 3 this year, but I would have put him in like, the top half of the league for sure. But
Yeah.
OMG is a weird team where it's like a few of those players, like especially like Cold and Icon, and even Hacker falls in this category as well, where it's like the difference between like the inconsistency of these players is so dramatic that one day
Oh yeah.
they'll look like the best in the league, and then the next day they look like the worst in the league. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but like some days Icon would just go fucking insane in the mid lane and just win the game by himself, and other
That's
days
their issue.
it's like he couldn't figure out what the fucking R button does.
That's their I mean, their biggest issue is basically what I said about Rogue Warriors,
Yeah.
where they refuse to play the right way. They just don't. The way that they've always played when they've had the revolving door in the jungle, like before they had Hacker, was who is just going to be the mid lane like peasant, like who, as in like who's playing through mid
Mm-hmm.
and just foregoing all of their camps. They refuse to have a jungle that's actually playing for themselves, or if they even like that's pretty much it. And so their jungle's almost if their jungle's playing through mid, he's always going to be behind, and Icon's just going to fucking play reactively. So like if he sees something, he's just going to go for a kill, even though it's not best for the team.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what makes OMG's games really chaotic, is because they do have a style. Like even though I'd rather them play through jungle, like their style is to play through Icon and play 2v2 mid and then play on side lanes through
Yeah.
like their constant like split push top planers. But then when they actually get to that part of the game, their solo laners are just going fucking crazy. Like they just decide, oh, I'm gonna try for a 1v1 kill.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it works, then it fucks their overall game plan and makes the game longer. If it doesn't, then it's all doomed. So it's just really the player is playing so like playing for themselves, and they're never playing as a team.
Yeah.
So they're doomed. I've said this like for so long that I think the team should just press a restart button and then is just get a new mid laner. It's usually better for them to just think of it from. I think getting new mid is too simplistic. Like they should get a coaching staff that has actual control and power.
Yeah.
But
It's easier said than done in LPL, honestly.
Yeah.
I agree, though. Wait, what the fuck? Ekko ulted twice in this cinematic. What the fuck
Yeah,
kind
Ekko's
of
going wild,
CDR does
guys.
he have?
He has ability haste. It's a new age.
I've not actually watched this ever, I don't think. And it's been on this ad reel the entire tournament. This is the first time I've actually paid any attention to it. He has 2 fucking ults in this fight. Disgusting. Broken champion.
Here's the thing though about OMG. Just like looking at the chat,
They
no longer have the excuse of like, oh, we just need a better player, because they had Ale. They had they have SMLZ now. Like they had great junglers. They've had great supports. They've had great players. They've had rosters that like you should win with them. Like this last split, they've had a roster that should be a playoff team and should go further. Reality is they just suck. Like it's not even a player issue. It's never been a player issue. And then they've been constantly sacking coaching staffs. It's just like this is a big A, it's a management issue, and B, like the team is basically controlled and gated by the fact that they just have a mid laner who has, by the way, huge branding. Like Icon is fantastic branding.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just should for sure press the reset button.
Yeah, but he is ultimately he's the reason people follow OMG right now, especially in China. So I think they're very afraid to
I don't think it
that.
is true. Because like OMG is just a huge name for a long time. Like they were there they can always flex they've always actually have flexed the older players like going and all that. So changing a mid laner, even though he does it will be like a hit to their brand a little bit, isn't gonna cost them fandom. Like they have their own location that will get that will always sell out.
Yeah.
So I do not think that moving Icon will change anything. I just think that they believe that Icon is an insanely good, talented player, which is true. And so if they ever look for another player, it just seems like a downgrade mechanically, which is also true. But it's not mechanics that's stopping them from being a better team.
Yeah. I wonder what Icon is like to work with. I wonder if it's an issue of like, you know, some players won't listen to coaches, etc., etc. I wonder if it's something like that going on. Obviously, that is total speculation on my part. I don't actually know if that's true. I'm just
Say that again.
Speculating. I wonder if it's like an issue of maybe Icon is difficult to work with, like won't take feedback from coaches, etc. That kind of thing.
Maybe. I usually believe that's the case. It's not an issue of like not wanting to win, because like he really feels motivated to to find success. Like he really wants it. There are times where I remember when I went to the OMG grand opening for their venue, they ended up getting thrashed by Suning. And I mean Icon like definitely felt strongly about it. Like I think he was crying in the back.
Jeez.
The guy wants to win.
Yeah.
But
especially a grand opening as well. That's rough.
So I do think that like I don't know. We'll see. Everyone has their own opinions and like points of speculation. It just has to be on OMG management that makes the right decisions.
I just really want to see. One of the things I'm most excited about is when we're talking about these players like that have the mechanics. I feel like this kind of reset that we're getting with the game in season 11 is a real opportunity for a change, like a bit of a power shift in League of Legends. Like the way that
How
the
so?
game is going to be played is going to change. Like there will be a full meta reset. There's no like it's less about habitual, this guy's already better, and there's a bit more of an opportunity to reset than we usually see between seasons. I feel like there's an opportunity for some of the people that have shown that they can be the best to kind of reset and give it another stab, I guess. I hope so anyway.
I mean,
I could be totally
I
wrong.
always feel the same every new split. Like I know this off season, the changes of the game mean a lot, but after every finish to a split, there's always a new sense of like a clean slate.
Mhm.
So
But I
this
feel
one's
like,
gonna be a big one, I'm sure.
yeah,
Where
the
this is gonna
fact
be
that
huge.
like, for example, mid lane, you don't know the hardcore spikes in the same way that you do right now. And there's so many matchups to learn. There's so many different items to learn and how they interact with individual champions. If you could be one of the players that's at the forefront of that, especially in spring, you have an opportunity to really
I don't think it's gonna be a big issue this one,
level up.
or an issue at all, because spring is pretty far off from preseason. People
That's
already
true.
have
There's
like
like 2
a strong
months.
idea of what to build, what champions are good. Scrim is pretty thorough. I usually think that like coming into a season is not the most difficult one because you have a pretty good grasp of what the meta is.
Yeah.
It's usually after a fresh patch. Like if a fresh patch, actually, it depends because this year in LCS was an example of every team not having an idea of the meta. So like to your point, right?
Mhm.
To your point about like of not having a good idea of the meta, like Twisted Fate Volibear was just fucking broken.
Mhm.
CLG started that. They got like free ass wins because they just played what was really good in the meta, and certain teams didn't play that or didn't recognize it as being as that strong. So like that kind of idea is always true.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much about people not, or my original point anyway, it was not so much about people not knowing the meta. It's more about like there is opportunity there to find things that other people haven't found, and to
That's literally what I just said.
yeah. I'm just reiterating what you said. My point was that people don't know the meta, right? Which isn't quite true. Finding something specific that becomes the meta isn't that everyone didn't know the meta. It's that the meta changed. But you can be the person that changes the meta.
All right, this is going very semantics. Like the point is like the meta is like the definition for like what a meta is something that's basically explored. If you explore something well enough, or you explore the champions and everything to a point where there is an ideal, like that is the meta. So like moving it to the meta, like this is why like what we're saying is basically is just semantics. Um, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
I mean, we're in agreement, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to make sure my point was clear. Anyway. I'm going to get some more water. Do you want some water or anything, dude?
Got myself some good old black sizzly water called Coca-Cola.
Ugh. With sugar in it? Ugh.
Hell yeah.
No,
Isn't that just
dude.
the best type of water of all?
Disagree. Disagree.
Isn't this just top tier water? Isn't that premier water?
Premier? I
You
don't
have to
think
pay an
that's
extra bit of, premium water. That's what I meant. Premier water.
it's like premium more premium. Yeah, I'm gonna get some actual water that's actually healthy.
All right. I'll have a conversation about this here champion selecting. So, Lucian is available. That's also another jungler that's available is Lillia. LGD might be the type of team that values Graves regardless of all of that, because Graves is easier to build a comp around. If a team gets a Lillia, then it's like, well, you just have to have an AD top. And if you have a triple AP like been seeing sometimes in this tournament, it's actually just it's hard to ever gank a lane because they can just go Hex Drinker or Like it depends on the
Well,
champions, but I think it was Trey MR.
I'm back. I was worried that I didn't have any crumpets, so I didn't have any breakfast food. But luckily, I got a giant pack of Doritos. That's the perfect breakfast.
There it is. They're Graves gamers. And now OMG, are they gonna do the thing where they go Ornn Lillia, which is hot trash? They
Everyone's
almost did
going
it.
on Kindred at the minute.
Yeah, they almost did it. I saw one team go Ornn
Shit.
Lillia, and I just puked. Yeah, please do not go Ornn Lillia. Your lives depend on it. Thank you.
Only sin.
Even though I
Oh,
hammed it up, Ornn Lillia isn't that bad if you have an AD mid laner. But if you just go straight 3 AP top side, I'm going to jump. Yeah, I'm losing it.
yeah. I don't really understand the Lee Sin here, though.
I
It's
mean, it's
not.
just a hacker pick.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not questioning whether or not Lee Sin is playable. It's more like why is this your priority?
I don't think it's priority. It's just that they want to pick jungle here because they saw jungle. If you don't pick jungle, like for instance, you see the Graves.
Mm.
If you just pick any other lane, you're going to get counter picked. So it's like, I don't really care what they pick. They have to pick jungle or they just lose the draft instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, of course, I'd love to go Kindred. For whatever reason, they have been like you can tell Hacker just doesn't want to play Ornn Kindred because the team is just not being active. They're not actually picking a fight. So he just wants to go Lee Sin here. So pick him the Lee Sin.
Fair enough. I can
They're
respect
probably
it.
going to go LeBlanc or something because if you're going Lee Sin, you at least want to have a strong mid lane. Wait, I lied. They should just hold LeBlanc. They should hold mid lane for 5 pick. You can go like mid lane on 3 pick, but it doesn't make sense unless you have like a reason
Unless
for
you
it.
already know your matchup.
You
I
can just
think
go you can go like LeBlanc and then ban 2 mids, but then you have to have like, okay, who are you holding 5 pick for?
so. What we've been seeing actually
Bad. You're
across
right.
this
LeBlanc is
tournament a
bad.
lot is
Mhm.
we've been seeing mid on 4 red side and then support counter pick.
Oh yeah, that's really good. I like that. It depends on, of course, like the games, but at least at the end of the split and in worlds as well, support 5 pick is great because you're going to be playing through bot lane anyways, and then bot lane, at least support can play through you. You get control of dragon stack happens.
Yeah.
So having 5 pick for support got better and better throughout the year. Wait a minute, Aphelios.
Yep.
I guess every team just. Oh wait, Ash is banned. Thank God. Jhin is still good though.
I was going to say
But
Jin's
Jhin,
available.
yeah, I would have gone Jhin, but I think Aphelios is fine, especially versus like, great versus the 3 champions that LGD have. I think Aphelios is pretty good. Please don't go Nautilus. Don't do it. Leona is still available. Don't
Aphelios
go
is not
not
good
when
against
Leona's up.
Ezreal.
Hmm.
Aphelios is not good against Ezreal.
It's fine though. Like it's one of those things. You're right. Like in the matchup, Ezreal not only pokes him in lane, but like when they're going for objectives, Ezreal's sole purpose in life is to poke him. But you're still fine if you're playing Aphelios there. Yeah, actually, if I'm Aphelios, I'd rather play versus Ezreal than a lot of the eight meta 80 carries that exist right now. If I'm playing versus Jhin, Ashe, like all these picks that either push me in, try and get a pick on me or something, it's like a lot more pressure than what Ez would provide. Yeah, what he just said, which is like a free lane. So even though Ezreal should be happy versus Aphelios, it's like everyone technically should be happy versus Aphelios.
Depending on the support matchup, Ezreal has advantage in lane though over Aphelios.
I think
But you
Ezreal
can
just
bully
has an
Aphelios a
advantage no
little.
matter what. Like he just has the range advantage over Aphelios in lane. So like
Yeah.
Ezreal is a better lane versus Aphelios. But my point was that every
It's
80
not so
carry in
dramatic
meta.
that Aphelios is going to die in lane or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Aphelios should naturally have problems versus every meta 80 carry right now. Braum. I guess, yeah, this is a good Braum pick. It's also a decent Morgana pick. But you have Lee Sin. I would have rather have seen Braum. I'm trying to think this one through. What does Morgana do?
I mean,
Morgana
Morgana,
really doesn't make
for the
sense.
laning phase is fantastic, right? It's
But they had
Leona, but so is
Braum for that as
Braum.
well.
I guess the advantage of Morgana, you can theoretically deny a Mordekaiser ult, but that's pretty... Your reactions have to be pretty insane to pull that off.
Halo Blades Braum is also... I think he just should have picked Braum. Even going Morgana here, I can... Like, at the end of the day, the laning phase is always going to be good. My only issue is, like, if they're actually contesting for wards and vision and all that, then you kind of want someone to kind of lead the charge.
Even Tom.
You're right. Yeah, Tom would be good too. But if they just have the Lee Sin Morgana, like who amongst Lee Sin and Morg, you're probably just gonna have Lee Sin like face check to get control. He can use Q, but otherwise it's just really hard. So if they ever lose control this game, if they're just behind this game, it's almost impossible for them to fight for vision. Yeah, but they don't need to babysit the ready to carry meta slave. If you're picking the strongest bot lane. And Aphelios versus Ezreal, you're already in a decent spot because, like, technically Aphelios can just get shove and wave. And it's just based on support matchup. So you had the choice of going like Braum, Morgana. They banned Thresh, which was smart. So I would have gone for Braum.
Asphyxiam, thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
You fucking legend. Speaking of which, prime check, everyone. This is your opportunity to rob Jeff Bezos.
Brazos.
It was a real Dorito-y sentence, I'm not going to lie. To answer your question, Hillier, I have not, but I have thought about doing that. I might do that later today or something. Just like stream some Halo games and look at what items people are building and that kind of thing. But yeah, Asphyxiam, thank you for the support, man. Sure, I've watched 6 ads. Jesus, man.
All right, let's see what
I haven't
we have
clicked
here.
it. It just does it. I'm just going to roll the crisps up. I apologize about the rustling. I'm done with Doritos for now. Camera, by the way. Good fucking call, my dude. Fixed. Saved.
All right. I have not said which comp I actually prefer.
Yeah.
I like LGD's top. I like LGD's jungle. I like OMG's mid. And I like...
I don't like...
I like LGD's bot lane.
Yeah.
Well, there
even
we
the
have
mid, I don't like it enough where it's like a issue for LGD.
Just so people know why, because I talked about how I liked OMG's like Aphelios, and I thought that no matter what, Aphelios Morgana or Aphelios Braum, they were going to win lane. Comp wise, it's a pretty hard game for Aphelios. Azir, Ezreal, Graves have great range. Aphelios, in this circumstance, he only really has Ornn, who's frontline, and can allow him to like give him space to walk up. So OMG really only has Zoe to rely on to kind of create space, have that range versus Azir, Ezreal, Graves. Like, I think it's actually really difficult. You hate the Azir rune? Azir's rune is fine for lane. Like, he's also probably going Scorch. You actually see this a lot where if he's just trying to get shove and trying to fight Zoe, like, or whoever he's going up against, you even see it versus Orianna. Then he just picks Comet and pushes. He's doing his job here because like OMG's only acts like 6 strong point this game is 2v2 mid. And if you get control of that, then the bot pick that they counterpicked for is very useless. Okay, this is a little crazy here from Kui.
Yeah, this is something. He got away with it though.
Yeah.
I guess he has priority mid. He just doesn't have priority top, and his top laner was recalling. So it's kind of bold.
Oh my god, if he dies, yuuki is crazy. I'd be so sad. Now he doesn't get double scuttle. They did a lot for this, and yuuki made the mistake. Oh no, and now that they've split the map, hardcore hacker can actually dive bot.
Uh-oh.
One mistake yuuki makes and it fucks their bot lane.
Oh no. Oh, it's a double kill as well. Oh,
Oh,
he's
I
fine.
mean, he's still dead.
Uh,
All of that. I
oh,
put on yuuki,
don't
man.
tell me he dies top as well.
Did he die? Wow, man.
Oh no.
How tragic is this?
Holy shit. That honestly couldn't have gone worse. It's difficult to imagine ways in which that goes worse, aside from just people actually running it.
Literally, all of that before the Graves inted. Like, Graves inting is his fault. But I blame that all on yuuki.
Yeah.
Because everything was going well. The strategy wasn't to hard slam Icon. Like, Icon is behind in lane. He's getting wave shoved into him. You're playing for jungle. Graves is going to double scuttle. And then he gets ganked because he's greeting. He gets completely shoved back, and now Zoe has control. And then Lee Sin gets bot side for free. So I thought that was really bad from yuuki.
Yeah. And the timing on it as well, the fact that his bot lane is also happening to crash a wave as he gets bot side. They've also
damaging.
managed to poke out a bunch in lane, which, by the way, I'm fairly sure that Ezreal should be winning the poke war against Aphelios, but that's a separate conversation.
Well, I mean, they were just getting shoved in. You can't control that.
Yeah, but when you look at the health
Morgana.
bars as well, it was like OMG's bot lane was basically full health. Both Garvey and L7 were like 40% before the dive began.
But we don't know how that happened.
No.
I'm actually just rewinding just to see what happened. How did I know there's
he
probably a lot
starts with
happening
red
right
weapon,
now.
right? So I guess in the early laning, maybe he does just win out in just sustain alone if you trade.
He lost a lot of his HP when he was under turret, so something must have happened. Either way, Ezreal's not going to be able to get any shove when he's any poke when he's getting shoved in constantly. So that's just going to happen.
That's true.
Shortage of LPL roster rumors. They always come afterwards. Well, the rumors are out there, so the rumors do exist already. You're just not hearing it. In terms of actual movement, yeah, it's gonna take some time. They're usually pretty late.
This is nice to see from Bafang that he's invading with Hacker.
He's dead.
Well, it was nice for a second anyway.
I'm gonna go back and see what happened.
They just pushed in when they didn't have an AD carry with them, and LGD had 3 players.
Yeah, that's really nice from Bafang. Bafang was doing a good job in securing a buff, but the problem was they initially had mid, then he went back mid.
Yep.
Like, what are we playing for, guys? Are we playing for our jungle? How about we do it as a team? I'm sad. Uh-oh. Is that just a solo kill?
Yep. Okay. All right.
Respect the Ornn.
Aliez is the win condition.
The Ornn win con is real.
Let's go. When people
Hey,
talk
man,
about
he was
Ornn late
empowered.
game, it's because of his damage. Because he can 1v1 the Morde.
Dude has double adaptive power
Yeah,
on his
mate.
stats, his rune page. Oh no, they're just going straight. Wow.
Oh god, that was appalling.
He didn't know that was gonna cleanse out of that. I thought that was fine. Is he gonna die? If he died, that'd just be tragic.
He had flash as well, so he should have been fine.
Oh yeah, Erica did it fine. He probably should have, like, the only thing is like accounting for cleanse, but the idea was fine.
I want to watch that again. Do I have time to watch that again? Yeah, I don't think anything's about to happen. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he was in animation as the cleanse came through, so fair enough. We allow it. We allow it. You get away with it this time, Eric.
Oh, here we go. Mordekaiser. I don't think you understand.
You've brought in you come into Aliez 1v1 zone.
Welcome to Strong Side Ornn. You thought this was a weak side Ornn? You thought you were counterpicking him? Nah, you were getting counterpicked.
Aliez doesn't care about your matchups. He doesn't care about your logic, your items. He's the Forge God motherfucker. And he's forging himself a win.
Cult is probably pissed off. He's like, you know what? I picked Mordekaiser and Ornn. And Ornn started with a kill. He just fucking got fed by the Graves. Wait, did Graves die with buffs too? Did he give buffs over to the Ornn?
He must have done, right? It was really early.
He probably did. If he did that, then I completely understand. Cult. Yeah. Mordekaiser, I'm with you.
We stand in solidarity with Cult.
Blue buff! It's crazy, guys. Like, you know what? Mordekaiser, I completely understand what happened in this game. Your jungler gave Ornn not only just a kill, but blue buff that early in the game.
All right. Let's see what you got, Garvey. Yeah, okay. Well, not much you can do about that one. Let's be honest.
This game is so doomed. As Garvey dies, yeah, you're right.
I think I'm ahead of you.
No, I just I saw it, but I processed it pretty late. The mental was definitely slow.
I'm right there with you, dude. I've been enjoying doing this, but I am excited for there to be a gap between group stage and playoffs. I need a morning where I'm not up at 7 a.m.
That's why when I was thinking about it, doing like streaming it originally, I definitely didn't want to do it during the group stage.
Yeah.
Because that's a commitment. When you start doing it, people will expect you to do it continuously. And well, I value my nights.
I have no issue with committing to it. I don't regret doing it or anything like that, but we're getting towards the end of the group stage, and some of the games have just been really terrible, and it's just like...
That's what I'm expecting. That's the problem. You got these teams, and not only are they bad teams, but they're the bad teams B team. They're the BB teams. Why are you going to have the bad teams bad teams?
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? I'm still enjoying it. Because I like League of Legends and I'm an addict. I think I'm going to watch some Halo games later or something.
It's a good fun. It's a good call. Oh, I will give you a warning, though. They're all playing ARAMs and normals.
Yeah. It depends. I mean, I might just play some games or something either. I haven't really played much with the new items, but... I don't know, learning the new stuff, like, For me, I'm the kind of guy that would rather find out what the best stuff is from the pros than like play it and try and figure it out myself, because I don't really feel like I'm good enough to know the damage limitations of my champion at a base level enough to see the direct difference when it's a small difference between items.
I think for me there is, and this is just from me trying to understand the meta. I have 3 stages when all the items are still in PBE. Well, like a day in PBE before they became live. I updated my stat sheets with all of the specific items, including like legendaries and just like small items. I haven't finished it yet. I finished all the mythic items, and like a little bit of the legendaries. The reasoning for that, it's like I want to familiarize myself with the stats, passives, and
Yeah.
actives. Once you get that, you can kind of work on normalizing all of it and brainstorming ideas like builds and all of
Yeah.
that. The second thing, as Hacker's just going wild, but he doesn't have a way to follow it up, so he just fucking dies. Oh, he's not dead.
Dude, wasn't even
Nice.
close. What are you talking about? He'd
He was
calculated
really
it perfectly.
close. Oh no,
He was
I
just
don't want to
setting
hear
up for
that.
Icon and Aliez to take over the game. He was setting up for the carry on, dude. This is support Lee Sin.
Insane. Wait, is he gonna get the kill? No, he's not gonna get the kill. The second thing I did was also check on the gold needed for like core items. So
Yeah.
for 80 carries, there's like one item that builds into 3 mythics.
Moon Quiver, is it?
Forget what it's called. Yeah,
Noon
the quiver.
Noon Quiver.
Noon quiver. So like kind of normalizing that. So it's like thinking about what their builds would be.
Yeah.
And then what you just said, which was like after that, then I can play the game, understand, and think about the feeling and how and when you should use the actives and all that, and then you can just watch and also there's the watching pros do it as well.
Yeah.
So I think those are pretty important. But
Yeah,
if you end up only watching the pros or just like listening to the pros, then you don't have the feeling and understanding, and I think that's pretty lost.
I want to
That feels
clarify.
bad.
I'm not gonna never play, but
Of course.
it's important to. I don't think I'm gonna figure out the optimum build on any champion or anything like that. You know.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I'd rather have an inkling of where to begin. There doesn't feel like there's that much to talk about in this game.
Yeah, I mean LGD is falling face first. You saw like the engage that Hacker did just to start get his team to fight. LGD can't even kill him.
Yeah.
The fact that they can't even kill the guy that they literally can only kill, because they're not going to kill Morgana unless if she's trolling because she has Black Shield. They're not going to kill Aphelios, who should have Black Shield at all times. Zoe, maybe, I guess, actually. Nice. It's nice to see Aphelios do his shit.
Yeah. God, dealing with Aphelios when he has the opportunity to just queue the tower with red while he's got white second. It's just like, oh God. The shurikens, look at them all. You can't fight that. It's actually impossible.
Yeah. The best guns being white and green.
Yeah, but
it's like
so he got the dream combo there, right? Where it's red and white, and then you queue with red as your last red ammo. It swaps you to green. You have all of the shurikens from red, and then you can snipe with them.
I'm not even talking about the specific part, but I know what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Just like whenever you're sieging and you have those 2 guns, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
You're just walking away. And also those guns are really good for when you're on objective. Like Dragon's up. I mean, actually, the enemy team is 20 miles the other direction, but conceptually, if they wanted to contest, you have such insane range. You can fight.
Yeah.
Wait, why is OMG topside? What is Zoe and Morgana doing? Guys, it's too early in the day to be trolling. This is the shit
Well,
I'm talking about. This is exactly what I am talking about, by the way. Like, they're not. You have such a huge lead. Why are you even thinking about throwing it away? With Zoe just trolling the top side of the map?
because they don't care. It's
Like, they'll
NEST,
win.
I guess.
Like, they'll win. But I'm just talking about, like, versus this team. Yeah, sure. You're just gonna stomp them and clean out. If you take go up against any of the top 5 or 6 teams in the LPL and you do this with your lead, you're gonna lose.
Yep.
You're gonna lose your advantage, and they've done this. It just pisses me off.
I
I'm a
totally I
madman.
totally agree. It's
They're just winning everything.
I mean, this is just like they're so far ahead it doesn't fucking matter, right?
But they're not even a team. Please, LGD. If you just kill somebody on the map, I don't know what I'll do. Please kill somebody.
you can't kill Aliez, dude. He's invincible. He is the carry.
Can they just FF?
This is why they were playing topside, dude, so they can win topside and botside at the same time.
True.
This is the play.
This is what we need to. I'm taking notes right now.
Yeah. If you're ever unsure, just watch OMG's B team. They will show you the way.
This is the type of shit that, you just show all the brightest teams, players, and feel like you guys should be doing this instead. This is the macro.
This is the kind of game which is the reason that teams going into Worlds fear the LPL. This is the kind of macro that
really funny?
That precedent.
Off that point that you because I always am afraid of the idea of like, hey man, LPL is the best region in the world because they have fucking 20 billion teams, and I'm like, well, guys, 15 of those 20 teams are bad.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think the thing that people fear most is the mechanics, right? Because I don't think teams are like afraid of LPL macro, let's be honest. Like, I don't think of LPL and think these guys are going to play the map perfectly. Even the top teams a lot of the time. Holy shit, Eric, dude. Oh my god. Well, surely not. Imagine if this fight was remotely even in gold.
Yep.
I will say, playing with this kind of lead is so much fun. Knowing that there's literally nothing you can do to lose feels fucking amazing.
Especially as the Lee Sin player, dude. Yeah. Hacker just got his game. He's like, he has the reason now to always just tell his coach, please pick me Lee Sin.
Yeah. Look, I win the game if I get Lee Sin. Look at this VOD.
But like, rewind, and it's like yuuki. Look, yuuki and Quay literally just, they had control. Yuuki gets ganked. He fucks up. And then they literally lose the entire bot side of the map. And top side too, because Quay gave his blue buff to Ornn. In one fell motion. Just 1 minute.
That was the best part.
And everyone just dies. Everyone in the map from OMG gets a lead.
It was the fact that it wasn't even just that he'd completely fucked up by splitting the map and Hacker obviously could then dive bot. It was the fact that he entered to fucking Krugs and Aliez didn't even kill him. Aliez just walked up and got the last hit. Quaid basically just died to Krugs. Oh god.
Here we go. He misses everybody. Nice.
It's actually kind of impressive. Oh, Ezreal in the jungle feels so good.
Okay, so even though this has been pretty butchered, they can just win the game.
About it, yeah. Eric's in the death throw, but he's like, yeah, I can 1v1 you, no worries, dude. All right, I'll press Q. Right. Sweet. Hacker, why are you doing Krugs, man?
Gotta pad the stats. He needs S. He needs S rank.
For fuck's sake, man.
Take Dragon quick. He's doing Dragon.
Quick.
Guys, let me finish Dragon. We need Soul. He's literally telling his team right now we need Soul. Do not end the game. Give him Soul, give him Soul, give him Soul.
Holy shit. They're actually doing it as well.
Let me
kill on
get Soul.
Fountain.
He got Soul.
This is the only win we'll get all tournament. Kill on Fountain. Enjoy it while it lasts. Holy shit. Well, they got Soul. So that feels pretty good.
Okay, end the game, end the game, end the game, end the game. End the game.
Oh no.
End the game, end the game, end the game.
Oh
Please,
my
guys.
god. Not like this.
End the game.
Oh no.
End the game.
Holy shit.
Interesting.
Oh my god, it's solo queue. It's actually just solo queue. Oh,
Kill
no.
Hacker, please kill Hacker. Well, I mean, Hacker just stopped him from going for Baron, so. Oh.
It continues. I thought we were done. I thought we were moving on.
This is an actual solo queue experience.
Hey, think about the bright side though, right? If OMG throws hard enough, then this is a 2-game series. Honestly, that throw has made this game worth watching. It's so funny.
I mean, like, there's no way LGD do anything with this. Like, OMG just goes straight through mid and take the game. But like,
this is
that one was so
unbelievable. Fun. Especially, see, it was worth waiting for the Dragon Soul because that's their
if anything, it just tilts Cult and Quay even more that they have to stay in this game.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm in solo queue and I'm on LGD right now, I don't want to survive that. Because you're not getting back into it. Oh, Garvey, come on.
Yeah,
man.
please end the game is what I would be saying.
Garvey's like, oh no, I accidentally stepped out of position. My bad, guys. I guess we'll have to go next. Quadra kill.
Who stole the Penta?
Did you? What a great quality game, guys. What an awesome game. That one. Jeremiah and Penelope. Can't believe it.
I would definitely, like, if this was a scrim, you would, I don't know, would you pause? It would be a debatable pause on when Graves dies. When Graves dies top lane and gives Ornn blue, your team is definitely debating if there should be a remake because everyone just loses at the same time.
The fact you lost all 3 lanes simultaneously.
My team, I'd probably get them to play still, but I know for sure other teams would be like, what's the point? We can't even practice what we want to practice. We're just practicing behind, like playing behind. That's what this game's going to be about. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have... If I was playing that, I would not want to stay in the game for the sake of it in a scrim.
For me, it's about...
Even if you're winning in that scenario, there's not, like...
For me, it's about discipline and recognizing that everyone is playing towards the same goal. So if someone fucks up, if they're not focused or whatever that got them to that point, then we're playing it because you got them to that position. So we can't just have the expectation that we're going to remake every single time someone is not paying attention.
I mean, that little fucking Mordekaiser 1v1 there just shows the lead that Aliez had in the lane because of the level 3 or whatever it was play. Level 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Who do you think will win game 3 before draft?
LGD. I think LGD is a slightly better team. Team-wise. So I'll give it to them. In terms of just like raw player skill On
I
raw
think
player skill, I'd probably give it to
there's something
OMG.
to be said here about the fact that LGD are probably tilted as balls.
I mean, I don't
I
know.
guess it depends how much they care about this game, right? But
I mean, there has to be precedence for me to say someone's tilted, so they'll play worse the next game. And I don't think that, like, I would just say that they'd probably come in fresh. If it's very easy for a team to be like, we
all right,
fucked up this very
yeah,
specific thing.
yeah.
So let's just get it right.
I don't have particularly strong opinions on either of these teams, honestly. So on Eric alone, I will give it to LGD. LGD has Garvey, who's not even an AD carry. How is Garvey outperforming Eric?
I thought Eric was doing fine. His
He did
Kaisa
fine in
game
this
was
game.
bad. Yeah, his Kaisa game for sure. I mean, I've only seen the Kaisa, and I've only seen 2 games, so I can't talk.
I feel like saying positive things about Eric because he got a free win is kind of
It wasn't because of a free win. You know, I thought he actually just played the lane well.
Mhm.
Like if he just literally existed and then they won because of his existence, then yeah, I'm not gonna give him like credit for it. The bot dive
Yeah,
wasn't even a
that
fuck
wasn't really
up.
a fuck up. That was
Like
cleanse.
these aren't bad things he's doing, guys.
The bot
Like
lane dive was a bad call by me. That
he
was
had a
just Garvey
really
playing
bad
correctly.
Kaisa game. I mean, and then you probably saw other bad
He's
games,
had a
like
lot
really
of
bad
really
games
bad
he's had.
games. He's had a lot of really bad
Yeah.
games.
But this game was literally him playing well. It's not even a stack CC. Literally what I said is like, yeah, he should, like, coming out of that, you can recognize that he has cleanse. So like, but the problem is like channeling Q into ulti, you literally cannot, unless if you're anticipating the fact that he'll cleanse your Q, then yeah, like you can say it. But like it's easier for the Ezreal side to see that he's Q stun and that the ult active from Aphelios is coming. You will be able to you can actually respond to that. It's very slim. That's why I would not critique the Aphelios on that one. I would critique,
The Ezreal.
yeah, to critique Ezreal for dying if he died in that
Yeah.
situation. Honestly, I think what he did was fine. I'm never gonna like it. Didn't it literally turned into nothing other than cleanse
Yeah.
being killed, like destroyed from Ezreal.
I definitely think that like you could definitely pick moments out of that game where any player from OMG did really stupid things, but I think with the ridiculous lead that they like, it was very clear, especially in the second half of the game, that they knew how fucking far ahead they were and were not looking to min max the game, right? They were just kind of having fun and closing the game out.
Oh yeah, I was just
So
flaming Icon. I
yeah,
thought
no.
Icon and
I know. I'm not saying this necessarily to you. I was more responding to chat
Mhm.
saying like, he misplayed during the fights and middens. Like I don't think that was like. I don't think this is a particularly good example of a game to judge many of the players, honestly.
that's
As
not
I wouldn't make
okay.
any hyperbolic statements about any player off of a game like that.
Since we're waiting on the delay, let's go to the bot dive. Let's just look at it.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, trying to
I
find what time
replayed
that
it
is.
during the game as well.
I'm trying to figure out what time it is.
It'll
Do you know what
be,
time it
I guess, at like maybe 10 to 12 minutes.
is?
Or do you mean the original dive?
No, the one where
The
he.
cleanse one?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little earlier.
It could be earlier. Yeah, they're already mid now. I'm just gonna go all the way back. Oh, I'm in it now.
What time?
8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay. All right, so Bafang has him on the flank, stops the wave. It's actually a pretty nice Q from Bafang.
Yeah.
So Bafang could have took another tower shot.
If anything, I would say if I'm in this situation, actually,
Yo, my YouTube is shitting itself. Playback speed.
this is just a really hard dive against someone with cleanse flash.
That's really unlucky for
Actually,
Garvey because he thought that he was eating behind the wave and he still gets hit by the Q. But the cleanse is
but like
pretty much
the point,
perfect.
the point that I was making is that like, if anything, looking back at this, I don't think this is diveable on the 2v1. If maybe you're trying to burn flash, but you're probably not trying to go for a heal for cleanse trade. They just think that they have kill on Ezreal, but the guns that Aphelios has is blue
Yeah.
gun and purple gun. So purple gun's not effective. Blue gun doesn't give you shit. If anything, you'd have to probably want a Morgana to give him more damage to the dive. So
Yeah.
I just think it really wasn't much you can do there. It's
I think
it's like also just a
if
very
they have Ignite and stuff, I think it's much more reasonable. But they didn't, so
another thing too. Oh, what's it called? There's another point of intent. Like if they're just going for the kill here, so like there's not really much of an intent past that. But if it was a larger wave, you could just be doing this just to zone him off the wave. You don't really want to kill him either. But like this one was just straight for a kill. They just thought they could do it, so it's like whatever. There a lot of times I won't like criticize like a dual lane for this because they're just trying to see if they had lethal. They didn't have lethal, and they're like, ah, whatever. Um, it's just like it's an error of judgment.
Mhm.
So in terms of if you look back at this goes back to the point that I made that is more of a judgment error than it is an execution error. I don't think this is an execution error at all. I think this is the dual lane thing. They get more out of it. And even if you were to say like heal for cleanse is bad, I don't think so. You got cleanse off what's it called?
Ezreal.
Um Ezreal, and he's perma pressing back on his turret, and this team can all your team is trying to. I mean, they end up playing through top lane, but good teams won't try and get Ornn more ahead. Like Lee Sin will be playing the bot again, and so now you have a cleanseless Ezreal versus your team. So
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
I'd agree with that.
So all in all, yeah, I think what Slave is saying is like it's right that they did still make a mistake. But I'm never gonna like go out of the way and fault a judgment error like this. And it's also just gonna put this out there. This is one of those things that you don't see this a lot in LEC or LCS, or even like for sure you don't see this in LCK, where teams are willing to make these kind of plays where you're like, it's not, you don't even know if it's even a 50% chance of it, no, a 60% chance of it working, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is them saying, I think we have lethal, so we'll go for a dive, even though our jungler is all the way on the top side of the map.
We're
I,
privileged.
I personally hate it because like it creates variance in your game. If it doesn't work, then you're like, oh well, our lane that we're playing through is behind. But also, it just makes it so your team is more creative if they're smarter, if they're smart players and you trust them, then they can be creative with the leads that they have. And also, it just means that your team is more comfortable taking risks, which is still which is a positive. If your team is more comfortable with taking risks, but then like you're not gonna have the nonsense LCS games that you usually see, which is like no one doing shit unless if there's a real big objective to play for, like Dragon Baron.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just miss opportunities because no one wants to take a big risk.
Yeah, I agree with that. I honestly prefer teams that are willing to make the risky plays. Obviously, I'm a spectator, so I have no skin in the game. It's easy for me to say that.
It always comes down to where you're going to draw the line. Because the way I coach is like I mean, it always depends on who you're working with, right? So like in an academy level, I think being very disciplined and being very strict is really important because you just want players to recognize, or like the system to be based off the fundamentals. But when you get to a point where you have like really experienced players, players who are really strong in the region, and like you have to default a little bit of faith. Like let's just say G2 with Perks, Caps, Wonder, like you don't want to chain them at all in any way. Like that they recognize the risk of whatever they're doing. As long as they recognize the risk, then great. Like just do what you want to do in game. You wouldn't take risks in the situation OMG was in, though, considering the lead they had early. Yeah, like a lot of times if a team just has a huge lead, it goes both ways, right? Like personally, I believe if you have a huge lead, you should just play it by the book. I would like to be the team that denies rather than to create opportunities for the enemy team to come back. So there's no reason to make a risk when you have a huge lead is usually the way I think of it. But the other way of thinking about it is like if you just have such a huge lead and you have information the enemy like you're in a 2v2, enemy jungle's top lane, your jungler's top lane, then if you just think you have a huge lead and you're better 2v2, then you can just go for it. So I understand that and respect that way of playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that there are people who just like who would adhere to that.
Maybe
I
I'm not
won't.
coachy enough, but yeah, I'm not. Maybe this is why I don't coach any teams, right? But I'm not really about the perfect style of League of Legends where it's about just denying your opponent any opportunity and playing everything by the book. I like the risky plays. I like the trying to accelerate the game and trying to really dominate an opponent. But I'm obviously a spectator, so I'm obviously that's from a perspective of that's what I enjoy watching. So I don't know how I would coach a team if I was a coach. I've never really put any significant thought to it.
My final point before we get into this one is like you'll still be able to dominate. You're still like it's like the way basically a Dom 1 played, which is you're still dominating, you're still doing it. You're just denying a team from getting their side of the jungle, from making a play. Like if you go bot lane and getting a dive, then it's like you're basically not doing anything top lane. Your top laner recognizes that he's on weak side, and he's like, even if it comes down to it, playing at his own tier 2, you just don't want to give him a risk rather than like playing wild across the map. And as I say that, there's an Ornn locked in first pick as Aliez is like,
Dude.
give me Ornn daddy.
Aliez is the Ornn. Ornn has picked Aliez, not the other way around.
Aliez is like, guys, if Ornn just beats Mordekaiser, and if Ornn can get blue buff, anything is possible.
Pretty sure Ornn just wins lane, guys.
Oh my goodness.
By the way, Asphyxiam in chat, if LGD wins, I'll gift 5 subs. I'm with Jake here. LGD should have won Worlds, guys. LGD is the heavy favorite. I'm all aboard the LGD hype train for this game if there's 5 subs in it.
I said LGD would win, but now let's look at the draft. Hackers is going to go Lee Sin here. Wait, no, he would never go Lee Sin versus Lillia. That's suicide. Oh, and Lee Sin's also banned. But once again, Lee Sin will never land a Q on Lillia. She's fucking speedy. Can't touch her.
She is squishy, though. My cam's wrong again.
But you'll never be able to hit the champion.
Yeah.
But you're right. Let's see. Kindred, Ornn, and Leona. This is a comp. Wait.
God damn. This
Talk
is
about scaling.
scaling out of the fucking wazoo, dude. Holy shit.
Talk about we will do more damage to the enemy team in the later stages of the game.
LGD, I don't know if I believe that they can win quickly enough to beat a full scaling team.
Oh no.
But I guess you don't have to just win quickly enough, right? You just have to have a big enough
no.
lead at 30 minutes that then it doesn't matter that they scale better.
Kaisa, Lillia, and an AP mid. It's a lot of AP, guys. A lot of AP.
Could be an AD mid. It's possible. Lucian
These teams are
Lucian has
allergic
been
to playing
ignored
Lucian.
this series, by the way. It's not even been
It's
banned.
been ignored the entire tournament.
Well, it's been banned in a reasonable amount of games.
Every time
But it's
I'm with
never
you guys,
picked.
no one wants to play Lucian. I just stopped saying,
dude, wait,
Lucian
Yuuki
is
plays
up.
Aurelia. Aurelia was like
he's not
Yuki's
gonna, he's
pocket
not gonna
pick
go
this
there,
year.
really. Yeah,
Dude, I'm
but
ready.
I'm ready is pretty bad right now.
That's okay. I'm just saying, if it happens, I called it, and if it doesn't happen, I have nothing to lose.
True.
Aurelia gets cooked by
Leona.
Kindred. I could see that.
So please go Braum here. Like, please go Braum. Because you're going versus Leona. And you have Kindred, Aphelios. You will just proc that shit so much. It's just suicide for the Leona. Bafang, make the right decision.
I don't hate Thresh here. You still offer a ton of protection.
It's never going to be bad, but at the same time, Braum is just better. It's okay though.
I don't disagree with your points about Braum, but I can understand the logic on picking the Thresh. It offers a lot in the against Kaisa specifically as well in team fights. If she ults on someone, you can lantern them away. Shit, Yuuki. I've seen Icon play both sides of this matchup a lot of times.
Yeah. It's easier for the Ekko to get out of lane because of the nurse to Syndra and throughout the year, but this is one of those things that most of the time you'd rather be on the Syndra side of the matchup because as the Ekko player, there's a lot of onus on you to go even in lane.
Mm-hmm.
If you go even in lane, you're basically winning. And then I've seen a lot of bad Echoes play where they make some bad trades, and so Syndra has an advantage somehow in lane. And then when you get on side lane, yeah, sure, LGD has a 1-3-1, but if you're in a team fight setting, it's usually more consistent for a team to win out through front to back. And a lot of the teams that I see usually don't execute really well on a 1-3-1. I mean, not a 1-3-1, but like flanking team fights. Like if you're with the Renekton and Ekko and you want a team fight, like you should, they usually like teams like these, they usually execute really poorly on non-front to back team fights. That being said, yeah, I love OMG's comp. So
I think OMG has like a very default front to back comp, right? And it scales exceptionally well, etc., etc. I think it's difficult to pick out a weakness in OMG's comp. LGD is definitely a little more unorthodox. But I feel like it almost never comes down to just straight 5v5 front to back formal team fighting in that way, you know?
Yeah, because both of these teams are bad.
Yeah, so I
They
don't.
just fucking randomly die in a side lane.
I feel like analyzing it in terms of like, okay, this composition theoretically has really great team fight. They can set up around Baron and just wait for them to come in or whatever, right? But
Well,
I
I mean,
don't think that the teams will
yeah,
play
go on.
that disciplined for that scenario to really exist.
Well, I'm taking
And
like
I
the
feel like
full.
LGD's comp has more playmaking potential. Like
Yeah,
in the chaotic skirmishes, I actually like LGD's comp better.
I'm taking like the full thing into consideration because like all of what LGD is trying to do on the side lane or in skirmishes is canceled out by the fact that you have Kindred Ultimate and Thresh Lantern.
Mhm.
So then if Ekko wants to do something on a side lane, Thresh just has to recognize that in advance, knowing that his Syndra's on weak side. Just
Yeah,
go to the Syndra lane and then Lantern if Ekko tries anything. I would actually be more afraid if LGD had Shen. If it was Shen
yeah,
Ekko, I actually think that's really good. But then they had the risk of having triple AP topside, so they couldn't do that. That's what makes Lillia really hard, by the way, to play as a comp.
yeah.
Is that if you have, you just can't run standard compositions really anymore. So the Renekton had to be there. Well, it didn't have to be, but like his purpose was more so being an AD top lane.
Yeah. It's
Um,
kind of true of all AP junglers, right? Nidalee has similar problems where you do have to draft around the Nidalee and make sure you don't have too much AP on your team.
uh, yeah, but Nidalee had a specific purpose. Like if you're drafting a Nidalee, you're doing it because you have a Renekton or um, like you're doubling up with a lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just stomping top lane and getting a clear jungle advantage or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Lillia is a team fighter. Like Lillia is someone that you're picking for team fights. So if you're picking someone for team fights, but you're also like kneecapping your team in terms of damage spread,
Yeah.
that's hard.
Okay, I see
Like
what you mean. Yeah.
Nidalee will never be a pick for like team fighting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ekko you don't see. Karthus you don't see. Like junglers like these AP junglers you don't see because you'd rather have an AD jungler for your comp. When you see those junglers, they take it into consideration and they'll have like an AD top laner.
Yeah, okay.
Um. Anyways, yeah, I just didn't go live. I'm just stuck. Yeah,
Really?
I meant no. I just paused it. Is what I meant.
Oh, right.
So I just 2 minutes of the game is gone.
Not a lot happened. It was good trading from OMG 2v2 to start the game. That is basically all the Observer allowed us to watch, so we just
Nice.
watched the bot lane for the first 2 minutes.
Wait, what the fuck is this pathing from Kindred? Kindred did bot side, he did red to blue Gromp, then cuts back bot because he wants to get double scuttle, it seems. Oh, he going
Wants
for the
double
invade.
buff.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Oh
That's insane.
no!
And he still loses.
Oh wait.
He's
That was Quay's smite. I thought that was Hacker's smite then. I was like, that is a fucking disaster. Okay, that was just well played by Quay. Bafang's dead. Oh god. Chaos. Hacker's dead as well. Oh my god, this is actually all of them dead.
guys,
Dude.
remember his pathing, by the way, guys. Remember his path. He just decided to fuck everything just to do this. To coin
And
flip it.
this is double scuttle as well now for Quay.
He just wanted the coin flip and he lost the coin flip. Well, what can you say? This is what happens when your team just doesn't value the fundamentals and they just want a coin flip. You have late game. Why do you want
Yep.
to do
That was the thing
this?
I was about to bring up. You don't need to do this. You have no reason to do this. You
OMG will still win. It's possible.
why are you fighting before like 20 minutes basically? Just give them the first two drakes. Just trade it for
It's like
Herald or something.
they did everything just so Hacker can have a huge advantage in the game. And they didn't need to because like I thought trading sides is fine. But whatever. In fact, I don't even think they need to trade sides. I think what was crazy was I thought they were just gonna do that for double scuttle, and that was it.
Yeah.
But the
It was
fact that they did that to get into the enemy to contest blue buff, that's crazy.
it was how much they committed as well. Like how many players were involved in trying to go in and get that blue buff. I guess they really valued trying to
No,
shut Quay out of the game. I think that was
I
perhaps the ultimate goal, but
and I do think that if they're gonna go for an invade like that, they need to bring people. But I just didn't like the idea of them going for it to begin with.
let's just take a moment to appreciate. Oh, what? No way. Hang on.
Is he dead?
Hang the fuck on.
Holy
No
shit.
way does he get away with that.
What did he auto a minion? I'm going
not even
back.
sure.
Let me see. Because he had everything. He just
That
autoed
was
a minion.
fucking criminal.
I think he autoed a minion. I'm going back.
Yeah, I'm going back as well.
He autoed a minion. Crazy,
I wanted to
guys.
cast a minion. And then he
Crazy.
got a vision. Oh, no.
It's over. Hacker
Holy moly.
solo into his team this game. Hacker's trying to prove to his coach why he shouldn't be playing Kindred. Guys, I just wanted to play Lee Sin.
Just let me have
He
Lee
got
Sin,
banned.
guys. But
No,
they
but he got
banned it.
banned.
No, well, you should have thought of that.
Play me. Yeah, you should have thought of it. Convince the enemy team to give me Lee Sin.
Yeah. Come on, coach. This is your fault somehow.
Holy shit. I would be sinking in my chair if I'm him.
This is See, this is why I predicted LGD.
If I'm playing jungle and all this happened, yeah, go on. You just knew. Oh my god.
The superior draft wins, you know.
If I'm playing jungle and this all happens to me, I'm sinking in my chair and I'm just want to go next immediately.
You don't get to go next. This is game 3, buddy. There is no next.
That has nothing to do with Kindred? I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I'm just talking about the player.
I know it has nothing to do with Kindred. I was memeing.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're talking about what I said, it was a joke. The joke was that it has nothing to do with Kindred, but the player's just going to say it anyways because he never really wanted to play Kindred to begin with. LGD won't win.
I'm impressed.
There's a lot of faith here.
I'm impressed by your faith in OMG, dude. You have a huge amount more faith in OMG than I do. Especially with how this game has started.
Well, this isn't a freeze, but they're just gonna go in.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, is why Thresh is great with Aphelios. The TK effect. Lantern is OP. Aphelios can be as aggressive as he fucking wants.
Sounds like a lot of champions.
Yeah.
Thresh is just a really good pick.
The nice thing about Thresh as well, Thresh and TK, is Aphelios can basically tower dive and it's fine. Whereas Braum can't protect him in that scenario.
Braum's really good for diving. What?
No, I mean, not when you actually want to dive. I mean, like, as in, Aphelios can play at the edge of tower range, and if anything goes wrong, he just gets pulled out, whereas Braum, if he steps up there, tanks tower.
You mean when Braum is diving?
No, what?
I'm trying to understand what you're saying with dives.
I'm not saying they want to dive. I'm saying he can... Aliez is fucked, by the way.
Yeah, he's dude.
I'm saying, in that scenario where Aphelios just wants to be as aggressive as possible and just get her ass down under the tower, if he ever gets CC'd or whatever and starts tanking tower, Threshing TK can just pull him out, whereas Braum has to essentially just commit to the dive with him to protect him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just two completely different ways to play the game. Like,
yeah, I'm not trying to shit on Braum as a pick.
Yeah, I mean, my point was just that one was Leona can literally never wait. This is just doomed. Yeah, this turret is just over. One is just that like Leona literally has nothing to do. She's just playing like an enchanter. Basically, she has to just stand beside her AD carry and can never move in. Because we never really saw it there. Because Leona did go for a pick onto Eric. Oh my god,
no, Aliez.
This is
It
why you
was
gotta learn
because
how
you
to
were
play weak
fed
side.
last game. You don't actually do that.
This is what happens, man. You suddenly change from a strong side Ornn to a weak side Ornn, and you just didn't know how to handle it. Guys, where's my jungler?
Why the fuck don't I have blue buff? What the fuck? I thought that was my blue buff. Oh
This is
god.
tragic o'clock.
Oh. Well, he's making sure that the huge win bot side for OMG wasn't big enough. He believes in the 5 subs. Yo, what the fuck? Asphyxium gifted another sub?
Excoundrel's just going in.
Dude, thank you so much, man.
Wait, there's a Lillia? There's a lot of in this chat.
Oh yeah. It was Lilium that got the sub.
My eyes are just when it gets really late and I can't find my glasses. Wait, are my glasses literally in this box? No, they're not. Then I just can't read from afar, and my eyes start getting cross-eyed if I try to.
Yeah. I'm the same except all the time because I have a bad prescription.
I think I have a bad prescription too, because mine is
Yeah.
5 years old.
Yeah, I've not had my eyes tested in. Last time I had my eyes tested, I was living in LA, which is. That's got to be close to 4 or 5 years now.
Monk-ass, we both need our eyes tested.
Maybe that's why my analysis is so bad. I just can't see properly. That's the only problem, guys.
We're just new people when we get our eyes tested.
Yeah. Turns out it was a color caster after all. I just couldn't see the game.
What would you name change? Because I know Hysterics turned into
Apathetics.
Apathetics.
I gave him that name, by the way.
Oh my god, I hated it.
Idea. Well, it was just a play on words, right? It's the opposite of hysterics.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like the name change, is what it was.
Yeah, I thought
what would
changing
you
the
name
low.
change
Well,
to?
I actually I thought it was funny for one. I didn't
Mhm.
think committing to it. I thought it was funny as a shout out following up, but I don't think changing the lower third was the play.
What would you name change to
I don't know.
if you were to turn to a color?
Crunchables, because I'm crunching the numbers.
I love it. Crunchable. You just thought of that shit on the spot. That's insane. I'm impressed. Wait a minute. Yuki dies here. Yuki dies
He
here
has
for sure.
all.
What? Yeah, but he
Swear.
has to ult backwards, so he still dies. I actually thought Icon wins, but Icon was probably concerned about support coming in to help.
So with flash up as well, though, I don't think Yuki can ever turn it around and win the fight, but I think he could survive. Because as long as you just ult when Syndra ults, and then you just flash and E the opposite direction, I don't think
So
Icon has enough follow up at that point.
the play is, yeah, you're right
Because
about
he'd already used
ulting,
scatter,
and
right?
then the point you use scatter early. Like you use scatter early.
Yeah,
You
that's
ulti when Ekko's gonna alter the response, which puts Ekko right in front of the Syndra without a way out. Of course, he can flash away, but Syndra also has flash and will have her QE up, coming off cooldown. So if it was like a vacuum and there were no other ones, no one else, then he actually can get the kill, but he would probably take like maybe 2 tower shots because he would have to dive. But I think he was just worried about people around. Maybe I'm off with the numbers because I wouldn't know how much. I don't think Yuki heals that enough.
I think he would heal like
don't think
200-300 ish.
Yeah, but I don't think that's enough.
I'm not sure, honestly.
So
I don't know the matchup well enough at all, honestly. To
what's up, Edward? What is this, Academy League China? Kind of.
I
Not really.
guess it's more like
I mean,
halfway between that and LPL, but a scrim league instead. Kind of.
it's like if LCS was invited to play in a third-party tournament, and instead of playing all their main players, they play like half their secondary team players. So kind of academy, yeah. But then you'll have teams that just play with their their LPL players. Like OMG is playing Icon, Hacker, and I'm assuming Aliez is their top laner next split. I don't know.
I
That's
just want
OMG.
to. I'm just going to transition the conversation slightly. I just want to point out something that is pretty bad news for OMG. Despite their insane scaling, it's going to be Ocean Soul.
Nice.
And LGD are pretty fucking far ahead right now. If LGD don't just fucking run it, it's going to be really difficult for OMG to contest that.
Agreed.
Uh-oh.
Like, Renekton's gonna have Black Cleaver by the time their dragon's up, I think. I could be wrong. It literally will not show me a timer all tournament long.
Pretty sure the second dragon was a little delayed, so
Okay.
I think you are correct. But
So, like,
again, I also don't have a timer.
Renekton's huge. And look at Aliez's items while he was behind. Whenever you go an item like Bomby Cinder, then you just don't have real stats underneath you. Like he's struggling. I'm gonna assume that he at least gets components. For some Fire Cape by the time Dragon's up, but he's gonna be so far behind, he's easy to kill.
Yeah, the big problem he has as well is he doesn't have inventory space, so he'd have to sell his pots if he wants to buy armor, which
He should.
it's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal really.
Worst thing about all of this is that there's just so much AP. He's building specifically for the matchup. So when the actual fight starts, he's gonna
literally
get
all three other
slaughtered.
carries do a ton of magic.
Yeah, he's gonna get slaughtered by all three. So Ornn is a non-issue. Kindred is holy shit, pure that is actual just poverty. Crit cloak, crit cloak. If you get crit cloak this early on, it's basically like you just threw money into a well.
It's
It
the
doesn't do it.
worst feeling in the world. Is actually
It's
the worst.
literally 800 for nothing. Maybe once or twice you'll get a crit off of it, but it's never worth it. Wait, how did OMG get control
I
of
don't
that
know.
dragon?
I don't know what's happening. Holy shit! Surely
Guys,
not.
they got dragon.
Holy shit!
How'd you allow this?
What even happened? They're gonna lose a
Wait,
fight
did
off the
Yuuki
back
just
of it as
insta
well.
ult? Yuuki just insta
Oh,
ulted?
Colt's going in. Oh my god. Kaisa's just free firing.
Yeah, but I don't know if she kills
Oh,
them
the
all.
hook. Still has
She
flash.
does.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, it's a
Oh, that's a
penta
panic
fucking
kill.
kill.
Holy fuck. Feeling good about those subs right now. I'm actually not, because they lost the fucking dragon.
It's like what Rainover says. Opportunities, mistakes are opportunities or something like that.
Yeah.
So they made mistakes, sure, but that turned into a pentakill opportunity. People will think about all that pentakill coming down to Kaisa, but they won't even talk about how many people died and how large of a lead they had up until this point. Anyways, I don't want to shit on his pentakill. He ended up getting it, but
Yeah.
what the hell?
It's less about YLJ and it's more about what the fuck led up to that. Shout outs to Colt though for fucking going ham and making sure that that was winnable. Syndra missed the last Q, he flashed it, I'm pretty sure. Holy shit. Asphyxia, they haven't won yet, dude. Thank you for the gifted sub again, though. Dude, Asphyxium, you're a bro. Thank you.
He's seen the future.
I was going to say something else. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened in this setup. I don't want to go back because I feel like this game is going to speed up pretty dramatically now.
They just didn't prioritize getting on the map at the same time. I've seen it happen too many times. Whenever you just have a player who's like, I'm just gonna stick to the top lane wave because it's gold and I need a base for myself. The moment you have one person basing themselves, even though the objective's coming up, you're just gonna lose it.
Yeah.
And for sure, by the way, like it's people don't think about this as much, but LGD will be a little bit more greedy because like they feel really confident about how their game is going.
Mm-hmm.
But OMG is desperate. Like, they are for sure hyper thinking about third dragon. They don't want to give LGD the dragon. So of course, like, there's no question what they're prioritizing.
Yeah.
Top laner is gonna, like, worst case scenario. Yeah, Aliez is like, okay, I'm conceding 3 waves because I need to be on dragon at this time. And LGD is not thinking about it as aggressively as OMG. So like OMG is there, LGD is not, and that just happens a lot.
Yeah. Well, on the upside for LGD, Eric has bought 2 crit cloaks. Okay, he's finally upgraded one to a Ezreal.
I like the crit cloaks.
He was sitting there on IE 2 crit cloaks.
I think this is something I don't talk a lot about, but like having crit cloaks when you already have like 50% CD, or like if it puts you to 50 or higher, I think is nice because like that's when you actually get some value out of it because there's consistency from your
Yeah.
crit.
I
And
mean,
it's also working off of your Infinity Edge like that. I think there's goodness in there. But if you just have a random crit cloak like this goddamn Kindred still has, and he has a crochet char, that is the definition of inefficiency.
at the same time, though, I would say that, especially if you're building a Zeal item second, having 2 daggers instead of a crit cloak when you have an IE and a crit cloak, I would say is much better value.
No, I mean you have higher. You're debating versus probability, right? So it's like you're gonna have people that agree with you because there's more consistency with more daggers.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have like higher probability, you might as well. Like I think if you have like 60% and higher chances of crit, then I'll value crit cloak over dagger.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the state of the game, though. Sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah, and especially when you're talking about crit, it's very much down to, as you say, player preference and confirmation bias as well.
Yeah.
Because in the conversation of crit, it's always hit or miss. Hang on.
Okay, guys, what happened?
What is going on top right now?
But like, what's going on in the map? Why is the Renekton dealing with the Syndra and the Ekko dealing with the Ornn? What?
I don't know.
That's literally the worst matchup for both of these champions, and they've done it.
Well, they got the 3rd Drake, so that's nice. Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. TP's coming in. Time for some shenanigans, I guess.
Yeah, it's time for it.
Aliez is fucked. Holy moly, he's fucked. Oh, he flushed out. He's okay. Oh, maybe he's not okay.
Saving Private Ryan. Thresh is doing
Saving Private Aliez, yeah. Holy shit.
Thresh is in daycare right now. He's in daycare mode. Saving
Operation
everybody.
Save Forge God.
You did a good job there. LGD would have gotten soul right there, but you know how it is. Yeah. I mean, LGD just needs to prioritize getting good matchups for Ekko and Renekton because that was tragic.
I honestly am just so scared for OMG though, because it's like, you know, in 5 minutes' time, Ocean Soul is gonna now be a threat, and it's like, sure, you've got some items on the board, but is Aphelios gonna finish off his rapid fire cannon in the next 5 minutes? Maybe. It's actually possible, I think. Ornn will be on 2 items probably. Syndra won't get a death cap in the next 5 minutes. But
why do we still have Ekko in this matchup?
Kaisa will definitely be on 3 items. Which is fucking terrifying.
Now with Lichbane, at least he like Ekko can hit the turret a little bit,
yeah,
and see some value out of it. The reason why I don't want Ekko in this matchup is A, you can't dive him. You can't even dive him with jungle. Like Ornn will survive. And B, you can't really hit turret in front of an Ornn. He's just gonna kill. He will kill you.
Can you hit
With the help
turret
of the
against
turret,
Syndra? I guess you just threaten the dive, right?
you will kill. You will kill.
Yeah.
So like, that's why you want the Ekko versus Syndra is that you can kill when she's extended away from the turret, and then you can kill when she's under the turret. And if you have jungle, then you've guaranteed kill. Because there's some instances where like she's stronger than you, maybe. She has like banshees, so maybe you can't. But like if you just have jungle, then you for sure 100% guaranteed kill her.
So correct me if I'm wrong here, and I may well be, but perhaps the logic from LGD is basically yuuki can shove in and have priority against whoever comes to the bot side, so we can get control of Baron because it forces pressure, whereas Renekton won't have push against Syndra, right? So maybe that's the thinking, which I don't know if that's correct.
I mean, Renekton's versus Syndra anyways.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it doesn't matter that Renekton can't push in super deep top side, but it does matter if he can't push in super deep bot side. That was really sad for Icon, by the way, the blue buff resetting. That's bad.
I think they both push in versus Ornn, unless if you're saying if Ornn was top lane instead, and if Syndra was bot lane.
I'm saying if
Syndra was bot lane and Renekton was there.
If Syndra was bot lane against Ekko, Ekko still just shoves in. But if I think basically what I'm saying is LGD aren't thinking about which side lane matchup they're having. They're just thinking about having Ekko in the bot lane because he wins the side lane matchup regardless, right? Even if he can't kill Ornn, he keeps the bot lane pressure, whereas it's harder for Renekton to keep the pressure up against Icon.
That's fair. I will say though that you can change things up. Well, first of all, Renekton is fine. Like in the long lane, Syndra is worse off versus a Renekton.
Yeah.
Like Syndra can always get forced on, and she would have to burn flash. But of course, Syndra can push waves and all that if she's getting help from jungle.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that at this stage of the game, when a 1-3-1 doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where your matchup is. LGD should be happy and should always kind of work accordingly.
Yeah. Well, either way, Dragon. It's up in a second.
Here we go.
OMG positioning on Baron. It's like...
It's not a bad decision if they want to give it away, but it looks like they're just bluffing.
They really... You don't want to make that trade. Sure.
A lot of the times, this is not even a good trade either, because what will happen is the team will just put one person on Dragon and will contest 4 people on Baron.
In the meantime, by the way, yuuki's just taking towers. So as long as L7 doesn't die, he did. Okay, nice. Just take Ocean Soul, guys. Why are you 4v5ing?
Why are we fighting so hard for control on Baron side when all you have to do is fucking just put one person on Dragon?
Ocean Soul is up.
Guys!
What is going on? LGD, please.
LGD will win anyways. But
oh my god, he doesn't get to all. Okay, he's out. He's out.
No, LGD will win anyways.
Luckily, they got a pennant kill earlier.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. How is Ocean Soul not their priority right now? I don't understand.
They could literally have Kaisa take Ocean and then rotate slow to Baron. And by the way, all of this is while all of this is happening, like OMG will not know that one person's gone to Ocean Soul. Like all of this, they'll see 4 people on mid lane wave.
Yeah.
Because they're hard baiting for a fight.
The even crazier thing on top of it is Aliez had already used his ult. So even if they know there's 4 of you, what the fuck are they going to do about it? They have no way of starting a fight with you.
That's actually true. That's crazy. All right, this is where the game ends. Well, unless if
no, LGD, they're going to throw. I can feel it. Oh god.
It's looking good. It's looking good. It's over.
Okay, they got the Baron. Okay, it's fine. Whew. Asphyxium's just sweating in chat right now. Icon against the world. There is no way out for you.
I would like to point out that my bet was hedged in a sense because I said that LGD were the better team, so I thought that LGD would win. But then when the draft actually happened, I said OMG had the better draft.
Yeah.
So how do I lose?
This was not draft diff, let me tell you that.
Asphyxios just did it.
Asphyxia, you fucking legend. Thank you, man. The early call. They've not even taken an inhib yet, but I can respect it. They do have Ocean Salt. They did take Baron. This is feeling pretty fucking doomed for OMG.
Let's read some of these names. Gladius 999. Oh, what is even this name? MN
Menenman.
Mnemnen.
The DPN. Based Love and Dirt Legs.
Mnemnen.
Dirt Legs, I like that one.
Face love. Dirt legs? Kind of. Yeah, okay. Cool.
I respect it.
Just respect.
It's an honest name.
I want to hear from Mnemnet. What is your name? And if I'm just like insensitive, then let me know. I am open to me realizing I'm culturally insensitive.
Well, this has been an adventure. We only get one game today as well. We only get one series.
Really? What the
Yeah.
hell? Oh my goodness. Oh, he was
Today
so
and
close to
tomorrow,
getting the
both
kill.
one series. I don't know why they didn't just do both series in one day.
Yeah. Weekend?
Yeah, I guess. Oh my god. That looked super funky. I guess he had just started channeling the E dive.
Wait, why are you? Oh no. I think they still
His
win
TP
anyway.
is incredible.
I didn't like
It
the
doesn't
idea of
fucking
him
matter.
TPing.
Nothing fucking
That's fine.
matters. Play perfectly, get rewarded. Let's go. This is clean League of Legends, guys. Ultimately, anything is a correct play when your Kaisa has 4 items. It's a correct play because they're setting up Kaisa.
I'd like to point out that Mnemnet has said nothing. So, I'll take it. I'm culturally superior.
Culturally secure. That was a strange heal. I don't think that heal was necessary, but that's okay. Again, Kaisa on 4 items, there are no incorrect plays. Well, in the current words of LGD, we take those.
Yeah, we take them.
God damn.
But isn't an Elder game. This is my worry every single time a team takes Soul super early. Is, well, can you actually
Are we calling
clean out
this
the
super
game?
early, though? They took it at like 30 minutes. It was way
Yeah, I guess
slower
it
than it
wasn't
should have
super
been.
early.
Yeah, it could have been a
it was
20-minute Soul, and they kind of fucked it up.
It could have been earlier, yeah. Well, this game is fucking 32 minutes, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're
they
actually
made so
getting to
many
the point where the
mistakes.
conversation of scaling does actually matter. Because Kaisa's now on full build. Kaisa gets no stronger now. Aphelios still gets to get items.
How do you make so many mistakes that you just take what is literally just a 20-minute game to a 33-minute game?
But wait, there's more. The game's not
What
over
is
just
Eric
yet.
rotating to? Because he just queued. He's trying to get something. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Chakram?
Hey, a win is a win. Not yet, it's not.
Okay,
Yuuki, you gotta start getting some fucking pressure out, man. Oh, Colt. No.
Wow. That was just supposed to be a free pick. And he forced out
Fucking
Hacker's
Kindred.
ultimate? Shit, man.
And Icon and Bafang's ult as well, right? As Dragon's coming up. And in the meantime, Yuki's pushing. I think Yuki could have pushed even harder as well.
That's a crazy thing to force the enemy to, well, they just win,
Oh, my lord. Kaisa's kind of scary. I don't know if I've said that yet, but Kaisa has some items.
Which might be a little scary.
Okay, well. Can't lose Elder if you don't do Elder.
I don't know if that's a car alarm across the street or if that's just a business that's getting robbed, but something's happening.
You should call the police.
They'll deal with it.
You should probably call the police, dude, if someone's getting robbed.
Well, I mean, if a business is getting robbed, the police already know. Because the
Fair enough.
alarm's going off.
You crazy Americans, except you're Canadian, but you're in America.
Canadian America.
Still North America. Still counts.
True.
Well,
All right,
Asphyxium, you called it, man. You called it.
Congratulations, LGD.
Jeez. Oh, that was something.
Man, how does it feel to be Icon? You just perma-lose. For the past 2 years, 3 years, I don't know anymore. I can't count.
Yeah. Feels bad.
You even lose in like this tournament. You just force your players to all play so you can bring in the full LPL squad so you can kind of understand what it feels to win.
Get the consolation prize. Feels bad, man. Poor Icon.
Pepper hands.
Well, the minor benefit of this win is that OMG went 0-2 previously, so the 2-1 win doesn't mean we go to a tiebreaker. If OMG had won 2-1, I guess you wouldn't go to a tiebreaker anyway, right? Because they'd have head-to-head. So
wait, which one was the more? I guess I'm trying to figure out how to say this. The more B team of the two teams, like who had more LDL players?
dude, what the fuck? Asphyxium. Dude, chill. Thank you, man, but seriously. Everyone give love to Asphyxium. Holy shit.
I think Aliez is an LPL player.
Aliez is
as
an
in
LPL
like
player, yeah.
as in like he's going to be playing their LPL team. I guess
he played in summer.
Yeah, but who do you think is that? My question is more so who do you think is going to be playing between him and Curse?
I think Curse might get picked up by someone else, honestly. If Curse is available, Curse will play. Curse played insane towards the end of summer.
So Eric, Bafang are definitely LDL. Icon hackers. So I would say that 3 of OMGs are LPL.
Do you know what about
LGD had yuuki.
I would say yuuki is LPL.
That's it. Wow, they literally only had. You're right. I guess Cult. But would they play Cult in the No, LGD is not playing. So yeah, they had one LPL player in that team. That's crazy.
Even yuuki is their secondary, right? You certainly know Shie. So.
Oh, you're right. But I'm gonna give.
But he's still like LPL caliber.
I'm giving yuuki that benefit. I'll call him an LPL player. That's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, like OMG just can't get anything right.
Dude, Asphyxium, man. What the fuck? You gifted 9 subs. 9 subs.
Yeah, you're right.
Holy
Garvey
shit.
was the top laner. I know that you already mentioned that, but like,
yeah. I mean, they stopped playing Garvey, right? They brought in YLJ.
That's true. That's true. Man,
YLJ has just like secured himself his job, right? Because he got the pentakill.
Right off after
he's like, I'm so much better than Garvey, guys. Don't worry about it. Just got insanely fed. Holy shit. Off of shenanigans. You love to see it. YLJ officially LPL player. I really hope not, because his name's hard to say in a team fight. That is the most selfish way to think about it. Fuck this guy's career.
I need his name to be something that is, easy to say. No, I feel that.
I've never understood why you would want your name to be like YLJ. Why? It's not like you can even Yulge? I don't know. I'd want my name to be cool if I was a pro player. Dude, Asphyxium. Holy shit, dude. Made it the big 10-0. Nice round number. I appreciate that. Seriously, man. Thank you so much for all the subs. That's insane.
Time for me to sleep.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining, Raz. Everyone, Go follow Raz on Twitter if you don't already. You probably do because it's fucking Raz, but if not, he's fucking hilarious. He does like little skits and shit. Go watch.
I appreciate you. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, man. And,
all right, now we gotta send voodoo dolls to Jake so he comes on here.
well, it's over, dude. The thing is over.
Oh yeah, that's it.
There's only one
literally.
series.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's only one series. Wait a minute, you lied. Oh, tomorrow's match. You didn't lie.
I didn't lie.
I took it back. Because they just have one. This is the worst graphic ever. What the fuck? You literally have a graphic that says 14th, 15th.
No.
Tomorrow's match. Like this is actually
so
just
terrible.
the biggest fake graphic ever.
Also, it's in English, weirdly.
Yeah.
On a Chinese stream. Strange.
Has an international vibe. All right, guys, take it easy.
Catch you later, Raz.
Catch you later.